You see, my God forbid, don't joke with prayer, please. At that kind of prayer, I know they work, can I tell you? Don't worry yourself. Anybody who pray rubbish that is not in line with what I said, forget it. Today no be small thing, guys. We are coming back. We are live. We are live again. We have to finish. Say they say all eyes on the judiciary. We dey here. We dey follow them. All eyes on the judiciary. No be am. They don tire o. Judiciary wan teach them something today, then they complain. Wetin una dey complain? No complain. It's all eyes on the judiciary, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. The broadcast went down, but we are live. We are good. All eyes on the judiciary. Now today. Now we want to tell them, say, we dey here. Say, the judiciary won't tell them something. They did say a joke. All eyes on the judiciary. Oh. Now today be the D-Day. No worry yourself. You understand me? No worry yourself. Today, not today. Today is the real day for this. You know they finish, guys. We are on. We are still watching them. All eyes on the judiciary. Now today. You understand me?
Surprisingly, the documents were dumped on the court without any witness linking them
the case
up.
We are not tired.
With the specific complaints
we'll finish it. All eyes on the judiciary. They know
of non-compliance. It is certain law that despite the tendering of exhibits in proof of a petition, the onus of proving the case pleaded and for which the documents were tendered in evidence lies on the petitioner. In the instant petition, a lot of documents were tendered from the bar. When a party decides to rely on documents to prove his case, there must be a link between the documents and the specific areas of the petition. The party must relate each document to the specific case for which the documents were tendered. Failure to link the documents is fatal and catastrophic, as it is in this case. The Supreme Court, in the recent case of Tumbi Bido versus Anik, have cited the portions. In this situation, it is invariably correct that all the allegations raised in this petition have not been proved as required by our law. See Buhari and INEC, part Toby JSC. It is also important to draw our minds to the fact that criminal allegations are usually and directly made personal. For allegations of crime to be proved against the respondents, it must be proved that they committed the corrupt acts or aided, abetted, consented to, or procured their commission. Furthermore, it must be proved that the corrupt practices substantially affected the outcome of the election. See Omishore versus Aribeshola. The law also places the onus on the petitioners to demonstrate by credible evidence that the alleged corrupt practice indeed occurred and that affected substantially the outcome of the election. In that quest, the petitioners pleaded some states where the malpractice allegedly occurred. One of such states is Sokoto State. They placed PW19, PW21, and PW22 to prove the allegations that the first respondent cancelled results from 241 polling units in Sokoto State in respect of National Assembly election in the state, but went ahead to declare results for the presidential election. The three witnesses, PW19, 21, and 22, were not in Sokoto during the election. There is also no evidence tendered of the cancellation of results in any of the units alleged. PW19 and PW22, when cross-examined, said they were in Kogi State, where they voted, and later came to Abuja. The PW21 is the statistician who testified of overvoting, non-signing, and cancellation of forms used, but he did not tender or show those compromised forms. The same occurred in their testimonies in Kano State, Kogi State, Lagos State, and River State. From the foregoing consideration, it is very clear that there was no credible evidence by the petitioners to prove the allegations of corrupt practices. Under this issue raised, the petitioners were asking if the first respondent was not wrong in returning the second respondent when he was not duly elected by majority of local votes cast in the election. From the facts placed before the court, the first respondent declared the results of the election by which the second respondent was returned.
They say I no get job.
Section 1342 of the 1999 Constitution talks of the highest
complain
number
like
of
you.
votes cast at the election if the contest was among more than 2 candidates, as in the instant case, not majority of votes cast as propounded by the petitioners. The first respondent was therefore right from the result declared by her, in the absence of any rival or alternative result placed before this court by the petitioners, that the second respondent, who scored 8,794,722 votes, as against 6,984,520
Emmanuel
votes
say, you see my
scored
I
by the
heard
petitioners
Baba
in
Bode
the
George will
election,
relocate by
scored the
now.
highest number of lawful votes
Jagaban
cast
had
in the
defeated
election.
all defeatables.
Issue 4 is accordingly resolved against the
Atiku
petitioners
and
and in
Obingos.
favor of the respondents. Having
Bashir
resolved all the votes,
Opeyemi
the
Balogun say,
4 issues against the
congratulations to
petitioners,
we,
I
the
find
family
that the
of the
petitioners
ruling
have
king
successfully
and our
proved,
president,
have not,
Alhaji
sorry,
Bola Tinubu,
successfully
Jagaban of the
proved
federation.
any of the
Kenny say,
grounds
you see my good
as
evening.
laid out in paragraph
Congratulations to
16
the city
of
boy
their
movement.
petition.
Let
It
them
is my
start. They will be
conclusion
crying. They
that
need to
this
be punished for
petition
that.
also lacks merit.
They say they want to go to Supreme Court.
Having considered and
And somebody said if they go to
that the
Supreme Court,
3
they will get the
petitions,
same duty. We are waiting for them.
number CA from PEPC 02023, CPEC 02023, and CAPEPC 020 are all devoid of merit. The petitions are hereby dismissed. Accordingly, I affirm the declaration and return of Bola
Every
Tinubu
petition was
by the
dismissed. Every petition.
Independent National
I'm not
Electoral
aware of
Commission
any
Annex
petition
as
that
the
was
duly
opposed
elected
or
President
upheld.
of the Federal Republic of
And
Nigeria.
all of them
The
dismissed.
parties
My
in the
brother,
3
nothing to do with
petitions
that.
are to bear their respective costs. So now I call on my learned brother by immediate right to read his own judgment.
So all the 5 judges, all of them, I think there are about 5 of them, they all read their own judgment one by one, one by one, one by one. Oh, Colonel Luna. I don't see her. Oh, Colonel Luna. Bingos, bingos. Today, not today. So when I say all eyes on the judiciary.
Thank you.
You don't get excuse, oh. All eyes on the judiciary.
Please sit down, sit down.
I go learn lesson. When next time in your generation,
Thank you, my Lord.
you will not joke with the situation. Prince Yusuf Hakim said you are nothing but a big fool.
Was
Picking your lips, you
privileged
get
and privy to be part of the decision and the judgment elaborately given by my Lord presiding Honorable Justice Haruna Samani, and I am in full agreement with the lead judgment as delivered by him in these 3 consolidated petitions, which are petitions number CAPEC 03-2023 and CAPEC 04-2023 and CAPPC 05-2023.
They don't get shame. Who tell you say they get shame? They don't get shame until they beat them. They not go tire.
I agree also with the consolidated rulings on the various objections and other interlocutory applications relating to the competence of witnesses and the documents tendered in the 3 petitions highlighted. I also agreed with the reasoning and the conclusions arrived at the rulings on the preliminary objections and the substantial issues raised therein. In any concluded election, there are bound to be a winner and losers. While the winner celebrates victory, an aggrieved loser may come before the court to ventilate his grievances.
Exactly.
This is made possible by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, which in section 6 thereof empowers the courts to determine disputes, including election disputes. It is well settled that an election petition by nature is sui generis, of its own kind or class. It is not like going to court to make a claim of debt, contract, or tort. It has its own character, and it is unique by its nature. The slightest non-compliance with a procedural step, which otherwise could either be cured or waived in ordinary civil proceedings, could result in a fatal consequence to election petition. A lot of authorities listed there. Election petition as a special proceeding is specifically regulated by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, and other rules of procedure, such as the Federal High Court Civil Procedure Rules, the practice direction of the Honorable President of the Court of Appeal for the hearing of the election petition and for the hearing of election petition and the election petition appeals. By Section 285(5) of the Constitution, an election petition shall be filed within 21 days after the date of the declaration of results of the election. By Section 285(6) thereof, the election tribunal shall deliver its judgments in writing within 180 days. These timelines are sacrosanct and cannot be extended by the court. It is tried law that under the first schedule of the Electoral Act, the election petition to be filed is well regulated. Paragraph 4, 5, and 6 of the Electoral Act provides that election petition shall be accompanied by a list of witnesses that the petitioner intends to call in proof of the petition. 2, written statements on oath of witnesses. 3, copies or lists of every document to be relied on at the hearing of the petition. A petition which fails to comply with subparagraph 5 shall not be accepted for filing by the Secretary. An election petition which does not comply with subparagraph 1 or any provision of that subparagraph is defective and may be struck out by the tribunal or the court. The word "shall" used in this legislation makes it mandatory for a petitioner to comply with the provision of the law in pursuing or prosecuting election petition. Failure to comply is fatal. Election petitions are fought on pleadings, competent and credible witnesses. Where a petition is deficient in pleadings and evidence, it is difficult to say it is proved, or that it is difficult to prove the state petition. In the instant case, the petitioner's pleadings were deficient. While they complained of non-compliance with the Electoral Act against first respondent, their own petitions were massively deficient in non-compliance with the said act. The lead judgment has elaborately dealt with these issues. When a court is called upon to determine an election dispute, he is called upon to do justice. Our notion of justice is doing justice is not that of doing justice according to the whims and caprices of the judges or the parties. It must be justice according to law. Justice according to law is also that which is neither based on technicality nor justice according to the suggestive clout of pressure groups, but as such as it substantially meets the demands of justice. This, with all respect, is what we have done in the lead judgment. I therefore concur with the leading judgment that these 3 consolidated petitions, having not been proved, are hereby dismissed. I abide by the consequential orders as made in the lead judgment.
Everything is missed. Everything
is
a waste of time from 9 a.m. till now. This is past 9 p.m. This is 12 hours judgment. And somebody is suggesting that the court should give Obi at least 2 years in prison.
I have read the lead
with labor
rulings and judgments of my learned brother, H.S. Samani JCA, in the above consolidated petitions. I agree with his reasoning and conclusion in each petition and adopt same as mine. I add a few words for emphasis. Petition number 3. Ground 1 of the petition is that the respondent was, at the time of the election, not qualified to contest the election. The first complaint under this ground is that the purported sponsorship of the second and third respondents by the fourth respondent was rendered invalid by reason of the third respondent knowingly allowing himself to be nominated as the vice presidential candidate, whilst he was still a senatorial candidate for the Borno Central constituency. The controversy about the third respondent knowingly allowing himself to be nominated in more than one constituency was the subject matter in PDP against INEC and others, reported in 2023 LPELR 60457SC. The Supreme Court Paukoro JSC, Augi JSC, Ogumiju JSC, and Ajim JSC, in their concurring opinions, held that the third respondent, having withdrawn his nomination and personally delivered the notice of withdrawal to his party fourth respondent in this petition on 6 July 2022. He was no longer a candidate for Borno Central constituency senatorial election in his subsequent nomination as the vice president for the presidential election was not multiple nomination. The opinion of the Supreme Court, Paukoro JSC, JSC, and Ajim JSC, is not a comment or observation made in passing. It is an exposition of the law on withdrawal of a candidate from an election and the allegation that the third respondent knowingly allowed himself to be nominated as the vice presidential candidate while he was still a senatorial candidate for Borno Central constituency. Concurring opinion forms part of the lead judgment, and it is meant to complement him by way of addition or an improvement on the issues resolved in the lead judgment. See Unwana against FCDA, Oloruntoba Oju against Abdurrahim, and both and others against Just Electricity Distribution Company PLC. Citations supplied. The Supreme Court, having rendered its considered and definite opinion on the validity of the nomination of the second respondent as vice presidential candidates of the fourth respondent, attempts to reopen the issue in this court is a misadventure. The second complaint is that the second respondent was at the time of the election not qualified to contest for the office of the president, as he was fined the sum of $460,000 for an offense involving dishonesty, namely narcotics trafficking, by the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, in case number 93C 4483 on 4th October 1993. The contention of the learned counsel for the petitioners is that the order of forfeiture made by the court is a fine under Section 137(1)(d) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is a settled principle of interpretation that when the words used in the provisions of the Constitution are clear and unambiguous, same must be given their plain and ordinary meaning, unless to do so will lead to absurdity. See Abegundi and other cases cited here. The context in which the word sentence is used in Section 137(1)(d) of the Constitution connotes formal pronouncement awarding punishment after conviction for an offense. Conviction is a finding of guilt after an indictment, arraignment, and trial. See Kole Osho against FRN, Mohammed against Olawumi, Modu against Federal Republic of Nigeria. Therefore, the words sentence, imprisonment, and fine used in Section 137(1)(d) of the Constitution definitely connotes only a punishment imposed on a defendant following an indictment, trial, and conviction for an offense. See Babangida Usman against the state. Citations supplied at 40 to 41. Sharif against Federal Republic of Nigeria. Citations supplied. In civil forfeiture or a non-conviction-based forfeiture proceedings, in civil forfeiture or non-conviction-based forfeiture proceedings, the government only needs to show by preponderance of evidence that the property is a proceed of crime or was used to facilitate a crime. Criminal forfeiture, on the other hand, is seizure of a property connected with a crime after obtaining conviction and as part of sentence or punishment for the crime. Civil forfeiture is not a conviction or verdict of guilt after an indictment, trial, and conviction. See Jonathan against Federal Republic of Nigeria, citation supplied, where the Supreme Court Parkas JSC considered the provisions of Section 17 of the Advanced Fee Fraud and Other Related Offences Act, and persuaded by the decisions of the various courts across the world, held that civil forfeiture is an action in rem embarked upon when the interest of the government is merely to recover the proceeds of unlawful activity. The court also held that an application for interim forfeiture of property that is not predicated on conviction of the owner of the property will necessarily be an action in rem, because it is the recovery of the property that the law aims at. A forfeiture order by a foreign court can only be accepted and recognized by a court in Nigeria for the purpose of Section 137(1)(d) of the Constitution, if it is made after an indictment, trial, and conviction, and properly proved as required by Section 49 of the Evidence Act. In addition, the conviction and sentence must be shown to have been a product of due process of law. Compliance with the process of law has to be determined by the procedure and standard set by Section 36, subsection 5 and 6 of our Constitution. The forfeiture order being relied on by the petitioners has not been shown to be a result of a process similar to the one set by our Constitution for a trial of a defendant for an offense. The appellant counsel relied on Austin against United States, citations supplied, and Teams against Indiana, decided on 20th February 2019. The forfeiture proceedings into two cases were instituted as part of criminal proceedings after conviction of the defendants. Secondly, forfeiture was regarded as punishment for the purpose of protecting the constitutional rights of the defendants against imposition or infliction of excessive bail or excessive fines or cruel and unusual punishment for an offense. Eighth Amendment provides that excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel or unusual punishments inflicted. In United States against usury, 1996, other citations supplied, the United States Supreme Court considered the relationship between punishment and civil forfeiture. The court held that in rem civil property forfeiture did not constitute a punishment such as fine for purposes of double jeopardy clause of the Fifth Amendment. In Abacha against Federal Republic of Nigeria, citation supplied, forfeiture was also defined in the context of the doctrine of double jeopardy. The appellant contended that the state could not indict and prosecute him for the offenses of conspiracy, receiving stolen property, dishonestly and concealing stolen money, after forfeiting the properties listed under forfeiture of assets, etc., certain persons decree number 53 of 1999. The rejection of the plea of double jeopardy means that the court did not consider the forfeiture under the forfeiture of assets, etc., certain persons decree number 53 of 1999 as punishment. From all the above, it is clear that a non-conviction-based forfeiture, being civil in nature and an action in rem, can in no way be equated with the sentence of imprisonment or fine imposed for an offense involving dishonesty or fraud or for any other offense to disqualify a person from contesting for election to the office of the President of Nigeria. An indictment, arraignment, trial, and conviction are necessary preconditions for disqualification of a person under Section 137(1)(d) of the Constitution. Grant 2 of the petition is that the election of the second respondent was invalid by reason of corrupt practices or non-compliance with the provisions of the Electoral Act. The allegations are basically predicated upon electronic transmission of the election. A global reading of the Electoral Act 2002, particularly sections 47(2), 61(5), 62(1), 65(1) to 8, will show that what the Act provides for is manual transfer and manual collation of results by collation officers at various physical collation centers. There is no provision for electronic transmission or IREF or electronic collation of results in the Act. By paragraphs 38 and 48A of INEC regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections 2022, the first respondent made provision for electronic transmission and physical manual transfer of election results from the polling unit. However, Paragraph 48C provides that if no result has been electronically transmitted from the polling unit, the provision of paragraph 93 shall be applied. Paragraph 92 categorically provides that at every level of collation, where INEC copy of collated results from the immediate lower level of collation exists, it shall be adopted for collation. By paragraph 93, where INEC hard copy and electronically transmitted results from the immediate lower level of collation do not exist, the collation officials shall use duplicate hard copies issued to the Nigerian police force and agents of political party to collate results. It is therefore not correct that it shall not be possible to collate results of the election where results have not been electronically transmitted. By law, the INEC regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections 2022 is subordinate to the Electoral Act, where a provision of the guidelines conflicts with the Act prevails. See Odeneye against Efunuga, Nyesom against Pisasai, citation supplied. Section 134(2) of the Act. By Section 134(2) of the Act, any circular, press release, promise, or stated intention of INEC that is in conflict with or expand the provisions of the Electoral Act cannot prevail over the Act. INEC guidelines cannot be elevated above the provisions of the Electoral Act so as to elevate electronic transmission of results over and above manual and physical transmission of hard copies and manual collation of results as prescribed as provided for by the Act, to the extent that non-compliance with the regulation automatically invalidates an election. PW4, the professor of mathematics, presented to this court as an expert witness, confirmed under cross-examination that IREF is not a collation system. He also confirmed that whether or not transmission to IREF failed or the image of result on the IREF is blurred will not change the result entered onto Form ECAT at the polling unit level. Under cross-examination, PW12 stated that petitioners had 133,000 agents. He was not a party agent at any of the INEC designated polling units or collation centers. None of the 133,000 party agents was called to testify that there was a dispute regarding any collated result at any polling unit, registration stroke ward, local government, state or national collation centers. So as to enable the collation officers at the various levels of collation to activate the process prescribed under Section 64, subsection 6 of the Act. PW12 stated that the petitioners believed they have won the election if the results had been uploaded. When asked about the score of the petitioners by which they claimed to have won the election, he answered rhetorically that how are they supposed to know the score when the results were still being uploaded on the IREF? So this petition is about the belief of the petitioners that they will have won the election if the results had been uploaded on the IREF. Election petition is a serious issue. A petitioner is not permitted to engage in fishing expedition or a roving inquiry, as the petitioners herein did. It is clear from the pleadings and the evidence of PW12 that the petitioners were from the onset engaged in a wild goose chase and inquisitorial adventure. By paragraph 9 of the regulation, a political party has a right to appoint one person as its polling agent for each polling unit, collation center, and one representative at each point of distribution of electoral materials in the constituency where it is sponsoring candidates or candidates for an election. According to PW12, the petitioners exercised that right and had 133,000 party agents in the election. I stated earlier that none of those 133,000 polling agents was called, and not a single one of results forms collected by any of the agents was tendered in evidence. Electoral Act provided a candidate who wishes to challenge any result declared by INEC with a potent material, which are the forms on which results are entered, signed by the first respondent officials and party agents, and a duplicate copy of it is given to the party agent, any serious candidate ought not to depend on INEC for materials to prosecute his petition. By Section 167D of the Evidence Act, the failure of the petitioners to produce election result forms collected by their agent raises a presumption that if those forms had been produced, it would have been unfavorable to the petitioners. The first respondent in their pleadings and evidence through DW1 stated that the delay in uploading the results from the polling units to the IREF was due to a technical glitch which occurred on their transmission system, which was rectified within a few hours. All that the petitioners could do was to bring a PW1, a member of the second petitioner, who claimed to be a software engineer and an employee of Amazon. She had the temerity and the audacity to claim authorship of a document, a word of which does not belong to her. The first respondent never claimed that the glitch occurred on Amazon Web Services. It is obvious from PW7's evidence that the petitioners did not understand the explanation of the first respondent, or were just fixated on their belief that they won the election without any cogent and credible evidence. And they did not even bother to place any such credible evidence before this court. Were they expecting the court to go and gather evidence from the streets or from the market, or to be persuaded or intimidated by threats on social media? That is not the way of the court. See the admonition of Toby JSC in Buhari against Yaradua on a similar situation like the instant case, citation supplied. Thus, the petitioners not only failed to prove non-compliance with the Electoral Act, they failed to prove that the non-compliance substantially affected the result of the election declared by the first respondent. It is settled that even if non-compliance with the Electoral Act is established, if there is evidence that despite the non-compliance, the result of the election was not affected substantially, the petition must, as a matter of law, be dismissed. See Abubakar and others against Yaradua, citation supplied. The third ground of the petition is that the second respondent was not duly elected by majority of lawful votes cast at the election, having not obtained 25% of the votes in FCT. The provisions of the Constitution was read together to discover the intention of the framers of the Constitution. A court of law has no power to take away or limit the words of the Constitution or import into it what it does not say. Elelu, Abib, and another.
It's not clear.
Against the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, citation supplied, a narrow interpretation that will do violence to the provisions of the Constitution and fail to achieve the goal set by it must be avoided.
They don't teach you a lesson.
Our Constitution is based on principles of freedom, equality, and justice in all ramifications, and is for the purpose of consolidating the unity of our people. Section 41 and 2 of this
years ago,
Constitution, 14.1 and 2, states that the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on the principles of democracy and social justice. The participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. The right to vote is at the foundation of our democracy. It is the most potent and priceless opportunity a citizen has to have a say in who governs. Every citizen who is qualified to vote must be afforded equal opportunity to cast his or her vote to elect leaders who governs our constitutional principles of freedom, equality, and justice. Democracy and social justice means that the votes of each citizen shall count. Each and every vote should count equally. No vote should weigh more than the other. The principles of equality of vote must be protected by the court. The interpretation of Section 134(2) of the Constitution being urged on us by the petitioners is an unjust manipulation of the Constitution to create inequality of votes. It negates the principle of equality and justice, democracy and social justice, and participation of the people in their government enshrined in our Constitution. It strikes at the very foundation of our Constitution. It is capable of further dividing the citizens of this country. The politicians are good at using all sorts of means and sentiments to divide the citizens of this country. The interpretation being urged on us is their latest invention in that regard, and unfortunately, they found a ready alliance with those who should know better. The interpretation being urged on us is squarely against the letters and spirit of our Constitution, and it is hereby rejected. Based on the above and the further reasons lucidly explained in the lead judgment, I too dismiss the petition. 04. I have had a preview of the reasons given in the lead judgment of my learned brother. I agreed with his reasoning and conclusion. I adopt same as mine. I hereby abide by the orders made therein. As for 05, I adopt my reasoning in respect of the third ground, and I also dismiss the petition. On the whole, I too dismiss each of the three consolidated petitions. I abide by the order made in respect of the petition in the lead judgment.
My brother, is it not finished?
Learned brother by my extreme right.
It's finished. Everybody rejects, dismiss, incongruous, illegitimate, not merited, dismiss, struck out, everything. Fallacious. In fact, the one that even made me to laugh is that 25% in Abuja fallacious. It's criminal.
There's still one more?
Oh boy. If this is not sweet me, eh? This Aisha Yusuf, that woman, I don't just know, Just know. We are waiting for them.
I earlier read in draft the rulings and judgments of my learned brother, Aruna Simon Samani, in these consolidated petition numbers CAPEPC 03, 04, and 05, 2023. I am in complete agreement with His Lordship's reasoning and conclusions on all of them. First, for petition numbers PEPC 04, 2023, that is the Allied People's Movement petition, I am of the very fixed view that the issues agitated by the petitioner therein concerning third respondents' alleged disqualification by reason of matters connected to or surrounding his running mate's nomination and relinquishing of his earlier nomination by his party for the Borno Central Senatorial District having been settled on their merit by the Supreme Court in its judgment, in appeal numbers SCCV 501, 2023, in third and first respondents' favor therein, with the Apex Court even holding that the said issues did not disqualify them, that decision constitutes issue estoppel, being status defining, and so judgment in rem it binds every person, including non-parties to the suit, like the petitioner in petition number CAPC 04, 2023, C. Kotun, and Oyekomi, Soson, and Odewiwa. Furthermore, by the doctrine of stare decisis, it also binds this court. In fact, it will, in my humble opinion, amount to judicial heresy for this court to involve itself in inquiring by whatever guise into that same issue already settled by the Apex Court. Coming to petition number CA03, 2020, of Peter Obi and another versus INEC and others, and CAPC 05, 2023, Atiku Abubakar and another, again, I am of the very fixed view that the two sets of petitioners did not by any means discharge the burden on them of proving that the results of the presidential election of 25th February 2023 as declared by first respondent were incorrect. Incidentally, their burden is even made heavier by the legal presumption that the votes of an election declared by the official organizing body that INEC is are correct, and it is for the person asserting the contrary to prove it, Buhari and INEC, see Buhari and INEC. Even their resort to first respondent's failure to keep its initial promise to upload poly unit results of that election to its result viewing portal IREV real time, which failure the alleged evidences election manipulation, does not help them. And specifically on this allegation of manipulation of election results, the point must be made that since it is their case that from the word go that the election results in issue were manipulated by first respondent in favor of second respondent, and specifically that the manipulation took the form of, quote, programmed failure of the technological device, machines, that is beavers, by first respondent by intercepting the results, quarantining, warehousing, and filtering such results before releasing them to the IREF portal. 2, INEC replacing its in-house IT expert at the 11th hour with a rogue staff, all in a bid to completely control, monitor, and filter data transmitted from the beavers devices to the electronic system. And 3, that Globacom, the internet provider for the beavers and electronic system, was also disconnected by first respondent to enable it to manipulate the results, with the petitioners in CA, that is the Atiku petition, even going further to undertake to call evidence to prove all those allegations. The burden of proof was on the petitioners to prove those assertions, and that is regardless of whether they are positive or negative. After all, it is they who would have failed in the case if no evidence at all was adduced in their petitions. See on that sections 131 of the Evidence Act, Buhari and INEC, Aladegbemi versus Fasomade, Elias and Disu, Dashi and another, Abrat and Railway, Northeast Railway Company. I have taken all this time in making this point because of the argument of both sets of defendants that they only made negative assertions in their petitions, when they alleged that there was nothing wrong with first respondent's transmission system and IREF, so they had no burden to prove it. That the burden of proof was on the respondents who they said positively asserted glitch in real-time transmission of their results. Petitioners who directly made manipulation of its e-transmission system by first respondent to favor second respondents, a pillar of their case, cannot be heard to say it is respondents and not them that had the burden of proof in this case. Incidentally, that assertion of petitioners that INEC simply closed down or blocked its IREV and e-transmission system from the public to enable it to manipulate the election results in favor of second respondent also takes me directly to the more important question in the petition, namely whether that allegation is even worthy of belief, given the results declared by INEC for them and the second respondent in the election. To answer that million-dollar question, I deem it necessary to resort to the probabilities arising from the facts of from the facts of the case. That test, otherwise called the probability test, which test celebrated Judge Chukwudifu Akonne Oputa, JSC, always maintained, and I quote him, is the surest road to the shrine of truth and justice. See the cases of, he said so in the case of Dibi Amaka and others, and in Ojegele and others, the first 1989 and the second 1988. I gave the citations. Here, the assertion of petitioners is that first respondent INEC merely used the excuse of glitch in its IREF portal to block the public from seeing its poly unit results real time so that it could manipulate, and indeed actually manipulate, the 25 February 23 presidential elections in favor of second respondent. It is their further contention that the manipulation of IREF by INEC with the said phantom glitch in favor of second respondent was nationwide. The question is, do the results declared by INEC support that hypothesis? They said the taste of the pudding is in the eating. I shall therefore now try to walk us through some of these election results to see if that assertion of petitioners is supported by the results declared by INEC and so probable and worthy of belief. In doing that, I shall randomly pick on the results of some states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. I shall be relying on the state summary of the results, that is from ECD, declared by INEC and has also attached their petition by the petitioners in CAPC 05, that is Atiku's case, which result was also tendered by both sets of petitioners and respondents. So I take first Abia State. There, second respondent, the alleged favored candidate of INEC, for which it was said to have shut down its IREF to manipulate results, only garnered a miserly 8,914 votes. That is as against the Labour Party, which by INEC's declaration polled as many as 327,095 votes. Even the other set of petitioners, complainants, the PDP and its candidates, scored more votes in Abia than INEC's purported favored candidate. He also scored 22,676 votes in Abia and was so recorded by INEC. Those votes alone are close to 3 times the votes of second respondents, for whom INEC was said to have manipulated results by closing down its IREF, so that the public would not witness its manipulative activities in favor of second respondents. In Enugu State, the same favored quote-unquote candidate, second respondent, was again declared credited by INEC to have polled only 4,772 votes in the entire state. Meanwhile, the Labour Party and its candidates were again declared by manipulative and quote-unquote and unfriendly INEC
see our vibes.
to have scored as much as 428,690 votes in that state.
These people
in the same Enugu, PDP and its candidates was also declared by INEC to have polled 15,745 votes, a number that is also nearly 3 times the votes of the so-called favored second respondent. In Anambra State, the same purported favored candidate, second respondent, was declared by his alleged friend INEC to have scored only 5,111 votes. Meanwhile, the Labour Party, whose candidate, first petitioner in CAPC, I must take judicial notice of, via Section 124 of the Evidence Act, is from that state, again was declared to have polled as much as 584,621 votes. Again, like Enugu State, the PDP and its candidate was declared by INEC to have polled 9,036 votes, a number that is also nearly double the votes of, quote, INEC-favored, end quote, second respondent. In neighboring Delta State, the same INEC-favored candidate, second respondent, was declared by INEC to have scored 90,180 votes. That is as against the Labour Party and its candidate, which is credited by the same biased, quote unquote, INEC, to have scored as much as 179,917 votes. In that same Delta State, the PDP and its candidate scored 161,600 votes. Again, nearly double the votes of second respondents.
They got almost 100%.
In Adamawa State of the PDP and its candidate, the same favored second respondent was declared by INEC to have scored only 105,648 votes, while the PDP and its candidate were declared by the biased, quote unquote, INEC to have scored as much as 214,012 votes. In Imo State, the same purported INEC-favored candidate, second respondent, was declared by INEC to have scored only 66,406 votes, while the Labour Party and its candidate is declared by the same INEC to have polled as much as 360,495 votes. In Ebonyi State, the Labour Party again scored as much as 259,738 votes. That is as against alleged INEC-favored second respondent, who by INEC's declaration, that is his friend's declaration, again polled a relatively miserly 42,402 votes. The PDP is said to have scored 13,503 votes there. Even in Lagos State, where second respondent was once held sway as elected governor, the Labour Party and its candidate was again declared by bias, quote unquote, INEC to have beaten second respondent with almost 10,000 votes. Labour Party was declared by INEC to have polled 582,455 votes as against 572,606 polled by second respondent and so declared by INEC. It is a similar story in the federal capital territory of Abuja, where INEC has its headquarters and supposedly carried out, directed, all its, quote, manipulative and biased activities in favor of second respondent. The petitioners claim it did in the election. Second respondent and his political party still lost there. In fact, by the result, second respondent friendly, quote unquote, INEC declared in the federal capital territory of Abuja, second respondent could not even make 25% of the votes, total votes cast there. He was said to have polled only 90,902 votes. That amounts to just 18.991% of total votes cast in the FCT. Yet INEC declared that result. That is as against 281,717 votes, amounting to 58.856% of the total votes. The same INEC declared for Labour and its candidate. There are also other states, including Katsina State of the immediate past president of this country, a member of the second respondent, who was still in office at the time of the elections, a part of the judicial notice of Video Section 124 of the Evidence Act. There again, second respondent and his party, the APC, also the then sitting president, was declared by the same INEC to have lost to the petitioners in CAPC 05-2023.
Imam Ahmed Rufai Babatunde say,
Atiku
I'm
Abubakar.
beginning to fear President Bola.
Now, if all these results declared by INEC for each of the states for the two sets of petitioners, and second respondent is anything to go by, then INEC must be an abysmally poor manipulator, if not even an imbecilic one. Surely it would not go through all the stress of closing down its IREF and blocking the public from seeing its manipulative efforts in favor of second respondent, as alleged by the petitioners, only for it to still end up favoring the petitioners with jumbo votes and posting miserly figures for its favored second respondent. It is said that all men stamp as probable that which they would have said or done under similar circumstances, and as improbable that which they themselves would not have said or done under the same set of similar circumstances. Things inconsistent with human knowledge and experience are properly rated as improbable. End quote. See again Oputa JSC on this, in Onwa and the state and Bozin and the state. At any rate, why did any of the two sets of petitioners not tender even a single polling unit result issued by INEC to their polling unit agents to support their claim of manipulation of election results by INEC, even as they all agreed that they had agents in the polling units? I had thought that this is the best and most effective way of proving the manipulation of election results alleged by them. After all, the polling unit is the only place where voting takes place, and so also constitutes the building block of election results. That much is stated in paragraph 90 of INEC guidelines and for the election, and also Nwobodo Nono and Awusi and Odele. In short, the allegation of the petitioners that INEC shut down its IREF to manipulate votes for second respondent just does not add up for me. If anything, the probabilities arising from the results INEC declared nationwide as illustrated above rather seem to me to eloquently support its position that its inability to upload the polling unit results real time, as earlier promised, was not deliberate but caused by technical issues outside its control that afflicted its e-transmission system, which issues it claims made it impossible for its e-transmission system to map the uploaded polling unit results for the presidential election to any specific state. That it claimed is unlike the much smaller National Assembly elections that were conducted simultaneously with the presidential election. It is that phenomena it describes as glitch that was giving it an HTTP 500 error, which eventually resultantly delayed real-time public viewing of the said polling unit results. That conclusion also takes me to another big issue in this case, namely the evidential value of the European Union Observer Mission report on the 2023 presidential election, over which quite a mountain has been made of by both sets of petitioners. That report was tendered by the petitioners in petition number PEPC, that is OB and another, as Exhibit X2, and by the petitioners in CEPEC 05 as Exhibit RA27. The impression given by both sets of petitioners is that the said report, which in any case has been even ruled admissible by us in petition number CAPEPC 03-2023, is like gospel truth of what happened in the election. And so it must be accepted by this court, and the conduct of the presidential election declared corrupt or at the very least below par, regardless of whether or not its authors presented themselves in court to defend their opinions. That stance, I am afraid, is a non sequitur. It's a complete non sequitur. Without the makers of that report presenting themselves in court to face cross-examination, to authenticate their opinions, that report, and I dare to add even the ECOWAS report of the same elections, tendered by second and third respondents in petition numbers in the two petitions, are completely valueless and inadmissible for the purposes of authenticating the opinions expressed in them by the makers. See first on that the cases of Nyesom and Peterside and Said Sosoyakowa. It also makes no difference that the said reports have been put in the form of print. Books, it must be noted, cannot be cross-examined. On this, I find support in the celebrated case of Idudu and others versus Okumagba, where the Supreme Court, 1976, where the Supreme Court had this to say, and let me quote what the Supreme Court said. It said, as for the law involved in Odudu and Okumagba, we would like to point out that it is now well settled that there are 5 ways in which ownership of land may be proved. In our view, not only was the evidence of the witnesses, that is continuation, not only was the evidence of the witnesses called by the appellants rightly rejected by learned trial judge for good and sufficient reasons, we also think that he was right in not attaching any weight to the views expressed in the book cited in support of such traditional evidence. As Lionel Brett JSC, as event was rightly in our view once pointed out in a learned address given by him at the University of Lagos to the Nigerian Association of Law Teachers, smaller quote again, the courts are not to be hypnotized by the authority of print. The crucial fact is that books cannot be cross-examined, either as opinions expressed or as the claims of the author to have special knowledge. If the author is living, there is no reason why he should not be tendered as an expert when this difficulty would vanish. Small quotes, end quote of that side. Then the Supreme Court went on to say, moreover, none of the authors of these books in that Kumagba's case testified in support of the views stated therein, and no explanation was given for the omission. For all these reasons, we share the apprehensions of the learned trial judge about the value or weight of the traditional evidence as narrated by each of these authors, particularly as the authenticity and impartiality of the sources of their narratives cannot, for obvious reasons, be easily ascertained, end quote. I went on to say that is the exact same situation we are confronted with here as regards both the European Observer Mission report and its brother ECOWAS Election Observer report. For purposes of proving the opinions expressed in them by their makers, neither of them is of any higher value than the mere sheets of paper on which it is recorded. And for those who, like the petitioners, are enamored by the now very familiar patronizing judgments passed on elections, regularly passed on elections, by European election observer missions every 4 years. Even as the same Europeans have maintained a deafening silence on the never-ending complaints of former President Donald Trump, that the year 2020,000 presidential elections of the United States that saw him out of office was also a fraud, it may interest them to know that Sir Justice Lionel Brett, who made the comment cited approvingly by the Supreme Court in Okumagba's case that I read above, was also a European. He's British. He was British. I think I intend to stop here. I think I've said enough. It is for these few additions, but much more for the far more illuminating reasons advanced by my brother Haruna Samani JSC in his rulings and judgments, which reasons I concur with without reservation, that I also hold all three consolidated petitions not proved and thereby enter another dismissing all of them, and I affirm the declaration of second respondent Bola Ahmed Tinubu by second respondent as the person duly and properly returned winner of the 25th February 2023 presidential election of this country and duly elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I also abide by all other consequential orders, including that as a cause contained in the leading judgments.
I now invite my learned brother by my extreme left to present on judgment.
You dey hear am? This thing will end
last but not the least.
Tomorrow morning, oh.
I've read before now a draft of the lead judgment just delivered by my learned brother Haruna Simon Samani, JCA, in the three consolidated petitions of CAPEPC 03-2023, CAPEPC 04-2023, and CAPEPC 05-2023. I mean, I agree with and I adopt all the reasons and conclusions stated therein, both in relation to the rulings on the objections and the merits of the three consolidated petitions. Although all the issues in petitions number CAPEPC 03 and 2023 and CAPEPC 05-2023 have been exhaustively resolved in the lead judgment, I deem it only pertinent to highlight a fundamental vice which has affected the two petitions, especially as it relates to the petitioner's essential contention or premise upon which they predicated those two petitions. In those two petitions, the petitioners have premised their ground that the presidential election conducted on the 25th of February 2023 is invalid by reason of corrupt practices and non-compliance on their contention that by the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 and the regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections 2022, the first respondent, INEC, is mandatorily required to electronically transmit election results to the coalition system and to the INEC results viewing portal, the IREP. They contended that the first respondent had deliberately refused to comply with those mandatory provisions and had manipulated the results of the election through various corrupt practices which they allege in those two petitions. However, in both petitions numbers PEPC 03-2023 and PAPC 05-2023, exhibits X1 and X2, which were tendered respectively, show that the Labour Party, the second petitioner, in petition number PEPC 03-2023, had before the elections approached the Federal High Court Abuja with the determination that and I quote, by the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022, INEC, the first respondent, has no power to opt for manual method other than the electronic method provided for by the relevant provisions of the Electoral Act, unquote. And I quote again, an order of this honorable court directing / compelling the respondent to comply with the Electoral Act 2022 on the electronic transmission of results in the forthcoming general elections.
Please return us to regional government.
In that judgment, the Federal High Court Abuja Division had dismissed the suit and held that, and I quote, there is nowhere in the above cited sections where the Commission or any of its agents is mandated to use an electronic means of collating or transferring of election results. If any, the Commission is only mandated to collate and transfer election results and number of accredited voters in a manner way deemed by it. Additionally, this court's attention was referred to the judgment of this court in appeal number CA LAG CV 332/2023, APC versus Labour Party and 42 others, delivered on the 19th of June 2023, in which this court set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court, Lagos Division, in another suit number FHC LCS 370/2023, Labour Party and others versus INEC, filed by 8 Labour Party, the second petitioner in PEPC 03/2023, before the Lagos Division of the Federal High Court to obtain an order of mandamus compelling INEC to electronically transmit or transfer election results as provided in its regulations, after losing in the Abuja Division of the same court. In the judgment of this court of 19th of July 2023, in appeal number CA LAG CV 332/2023, this court particularly held at pages 23 to 24 thereof that, and I quote, it is difficult for suit number FHC LCS 370/2023, which gave rise to this appeal, to escape the level of abuse of court process. I said so because the objective of the suit is to compel the 43rd respondent to adopt a particular way of transmitting or transferring the results of the election in Lagos State. This objective is not in any way different from what the objective of the first respondent wanted to achieve in suit number FHC ABJ CS 1454/2022. Similar parties are the same in the two suits. The second to 42nd respondents are members of the first respondent, which litigated suit number FHC ABJ CS 1454/2022. The second to 42nd respondent's interest is the same with that of the first respondent, so they are the first respondent's previous. Both suits are against the same defendant, that is the 43rd respondent hearing, and filed in the same court, albeit different divisions of the court. The decision of Emeka Nwite J of Abuja Division of the lower court, which dismissed the first respondent's suit, holding that on the interpretation of the provisions of section 60 subsection 5, 62 subsection 2 of the Electoral Act 2022, INEC, the 43rd respondent hearing, is at liberty to prescribe or choose the manner in which the election results shall be transmitted, finally settles the issue. I therefore find in suit numbers FHC LCS 370/2023, which is herein being appealed against, all the trademarks of the cause of an abuse of judicial process, unquote. Exhibits X1 and X2, tendered in petitions number 03 and 05 respectively, as well as the decisions of this court in appeal number CA LAG CV 332/2023 Supra, are subsisting judgments of court which are not only binding on the parties, but which constitute issue estoppel to the petitioner's essential contention in the two petitions, that the first respondent is by Electoral Act 2022 and the INEC regulations mandatorily required to electronically transmit and collate results of the presidential election. The doctrine of issue estoppel is that once an issue has been finally decided by a competent court, the issue will not be allowed to be relitigated by the same or even different parties. See Cotton versus Oekami and another, APC versus PDP and others, Ezewani versus Onwodi, citations on the record. Indeed, in Ezewani versus Onwodi, the Supreme Court, Pauputa JSC, specifically held as follows. Strictly speaking, therefore, the concept and value of an estoppel is to bar a person from denying or asserting anything to the contrary of that which he has, in the contemplation of the law, been established as the truth, either by the acts of judicial or legislative officers or by his own deed or representation, express or implied, unquote. It is clearly evident that the decisions in Exhibits X1 and X2 tendered in the two petitions, respectively, as well as the decisions of this court in appeal number CA-LAG-CV 332-2023, APC versus Labour Party and 42 others, have dealt a death knell to the petitioners' contention around which they have built their claim of non-compliance and corrupt practices in those two petitions. Namely, that the first respondent is by the provisions of Electoral Act 2022 and the regulations and guidelines for conduct of elections 2022 mandatorily required to electronically transmit election results to the collation system and to INEC result viewing portal, which is the RF. Apart from this fundamental deficiency, which I have highlighted, the lead judgment just delivered had exhaustively considered all the other issues and rightly concluded, in my view, that the petitioners in petitions number CA-PAPC 03-2023 and CA-PEPC 05-2023 have failed to establish all the allegations contained in the two petitions. I adopt all those reasons and conclusions stated therein and also find the two petitions devoid of merit. Petition number 04, as regards that petition, the petitioners, under the guise of challenging the qualification of the third respondent to contest the presidential election on the ground that he had violated the provisions of Section 142, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, basically challenged the validity of the nomination of the fourth respondent by the third respondent as his running mate in the 25th February 2023 presidential elections. In concurring with the lead judgment just delivered, I also hold the considered view that the status of the nomination of the fourth respondent as the running mate of the third respondent and vice presidential candidate of the second respondent had been finally decided by the Supreme Court in appeal number SCCV 501-2023, PDP and INEC, delivered on the 26th of May 2023, now reported as PDP and INEC and three others, 2023 LPLR 60457SC, the certified true copy of which was tendered as Exhibit X1. In the concurring judgments of their lordships, Okoro, Augi, Ogunwumiju, Agim, justices of the Supreme Court, they have all determined as proper the nomination of the fourth respondent as vice presidential candidate of the second respondent. As for the petitioner's argument that the pronouncement of the Supreme Court in those concurring judgments is an obiter dictum, the clear statement of Ogunwumiju JSC has left no one in doubt that the Apex Court decided the merit of that case. My Lord Ogunwumiju JSC clearly stated at page 74, paragraph C of that judgment that it is apt in this type of political case of public interest to look into the merits of this case, unquote. It is settled law that once the issue relating to the status of a person or a thing is finally and substantively determined by a competent court, such a determination constitutes estoppel to any subsequent proceedings on the same issue. See APC, PDP, and others, Inakoju and others was the delicate citations on the record. Now, for all this, and all the detailed reasons succinctly stated in the lead judgment just delivered, I also hold that this petition is lacking in merit. Having also found that no merit exists in all the above three consolidated petitions, I join my learned brothers Amani Jesse in dismissing all the three petitions and abiding by the consequential orders made in the lead judgment.
Abeg, is Obi still coming?
The judgment delivered by my learned
Abeg, is Obi still coming?
Abba Mohammed, who have discharged our responsibility to the nation. We have
Is Obi
concluded
still coming?
the hearing of this petition, and we have concluded the delivery of the judgment. So we thank the Almighty God for bringing us this far. All these months, both counsel in all the petitions have labored. They have tried to represent their clients creditably. And we thank you for their assistance, because their assistance have helped us to reach our conclusions.
10 p.m.
So as we leave today, we hope that very soon, both us and counsel,
this man still stand on, still want talk?
Normal cases.
Oh, this man
Yes.
still want talk?
These cases have tended to put a distance between us, But when we resume in our normal cases, we shall see and interact better. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much, my lords. On behalf of the petitioners, with all sense of responsibility and urgency, there's a little request we want to make, given our severely limited time by the practice directions to exercise our constitutional right of appeal. We will request, because our time starts running today, if we can have the copies as we leave today, so that, because any day that we lose depletes our right. We know the day is far spent. It is our humble request so that the registry, once we leave, will be able to collect from them. We are very grateful, my lords.
Well, I'm sure learned senior counsel is aware of the time now. It's 10 o'clock now. And well, it's unfortunate, we understand your constraints, but you have to bear with us to tomorrow. Yes. Hopefully, you know, the judgments are a bit bulky. It's a consolidated judgment. We have to put
tomorrow we can have them.
Yes, we have to put everything together, bind them, and give it to council.
We are very grateful.
Yes.
Tomorrow, my lords.
The brother, that is a bingo. Oh boy, it don't finish. So, how many hours?
All the efforts we have put in. Thank you.
Oh my God. This is a $1 million judgment.
So,
$1 million judgment,
sorry,
guys.
my lord. I know the day is spent.
Okay.
I thought my
Another
senior
question.
colleague will actually thank my lords for the industry put into this judgment. It is a well-considered judgment, and these judgments will no doubt change the face of our electoral jurisprudence. We have traveled this part of history this past few months, and today we have reached the end of it. We pray that that we'll all learn from it. We have all learned from each other during the course of our stay here. We salute you, my lord, for the clear, detailed review of the pleadings, the issues, and the evidence in the petitions, especially on the issues surrounding technology. That was an area we thought we were going to have problems.
Please be brief.
But we thank you, my lord,
Yes.
for this judgment, and we are very grateful. Yes. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Allow people to go and sleep.
Well, my lords, mine is a short one.
You still want to talk?
I thank your lordships. I think earlier on, my lord, there was supposed to be a misunderstanding. I apologize for that. It wasn't the intention at all. I appreciate your lordship's industry. And this work is not easy.
We can't even hear him very
I
well.
think I could have done any of the jobs your lordships did from 9:30 till now. I would have lost my voice. But I thank your lordships, and I pray.
Stop thanking. Go and sleep. You don't
Bar
learn.
and the bench continue to have a good relation with all things. Thank you very much.
You think say this government and my government? Stop thanking.
Sorry, my lord.
Tomorrow. You waste our time. When I get locked, I don't know where. I don't see any fine. Hey, I'm not satisfied.
My lord, I'm very sorry.
Well, we know. Thank you also.
Sorry, my lord.
Yes, we thank you for this.
No, my lord, I just have one or two things to say.
You've been watching channels, television's live coverage of the presidential election petition court's
So guys,
judgment
they don't finish.
at the Court of Appeal venue in the nation's capital.
What do you think so far? I think I can open the line. We still have time. We used to finish 12 midnight. So we still have time, guys. What do you think? What do you think of today? What do you think? What do you think about the judgment so far? What do you think of everything that has happened today, guys? You have opportunity. If you want to call in, you are free to call in. Let us know what you feel. For me, I feel like they have changed. The Nigerian judiciary have actually upgraded, have made a lot of changes. In fact, this is a proof that Nigeria is back. Only today's judgment is, in fact, today how they handle today's case is a proof that Nigeria is back. Are you getting me now? It's a proof that Nigeria is back. Are you getting me now? because this is a shock to all of them, because they never thought that this judgment will get to this time. It's more than 10 hours or 12 hours from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. Is it not 12 hours? And they took maybe 1 hour break. I'm not sure it was even up to 1 hour. My brother, oh boy, it's a signal. It's a signal to the whole world that Nigeria is back. I'm telling you, it's a signal, because today in the G20 summit, I saw our president, speaking with the investors in India, telling them that Nigeria is the best place for you to invest in. And for there to be investment, apart from security and all the factors of manufacturing and production that needs to be available, we need to trust in our courts. We need to trust in our judicial system. That is one of the fundamental things. So today they have proven to the whole world that Nigeria is back. I salute you, sir. How do you feel? What do you feel? Go ahead.
Good evening.
I salute you, please. Go ahead.
This morning, Nigeria is back. Finally. This is a new Nigeria. Since morning.
Now the thing shocked me. Oh.
They expect it. They say whether just come. They take everything one by one.
One by one.
Say anything outside. Say because all what they are saying is that judiciary, they are looking for everybody has judiciary.
Yes. Yes.
They take it one by one.
Yes.
Be on system since morning.
Yes.
Since 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Till now.
Yes.
Nigeria is back.
Nigeria is back.
All of this city boy movement, we are following winner. We are following winner. All those of people, they are very stupid. Aisha Yusuf is going to be crying. He's not crying outside, he's crying in.
Yes.
He's just crying in.
Yes.
If someone is crying outside, he will not pay him. But one that is crying now is the most painful one.
Yes.
The God still continues. Tomorrow they go hear when
they go hear them now. We don't capture everything now. We'll get them. Wow. I'm so much happy to hear this. Thank you very much. Wow. I salute you. I salute you. Congratulations. Oh. Yes, your sound is low. Go ahead. No work, Abi. Rhetorics. Yes. Today I hear some languages today. Oh my God, big English. Even say the Fulani where they say they no sabi speak English. We saw Fulani today. We saw the Hausa people. We saw all of them speaking English in incongruous. Yes, everybody was there. It's not a joke. This is one of the longest, in fact, did I say one? The first longest history of judgment in Nigeria. I'm telling you. Good news. Follow who no road. That is the bottom. That's the bottom line of our conversation. But I'm not happy. I'm not happy that there was no punishment. We need punishment. Abi, that is when they go to Supreme Court. That is when there will be punishment, Abi. Yes. They say they want to appeal it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is just an appeal court, maybe according to them, because that's what they said. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I have to allow you go. They say your volume is very low. We can't hear you.
Okay. They said they were chasing white goods, according to the.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry about that. Your volume is very loud. Hello. 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 Okay, you are calling us. You are not talking. What was the essence of you calling? I salute you. Yes, please go ahead. That today I hear English now. Inconcorous. Inconcorous.
But my problem is these people are die-hard people. They will go and continue fighting in the southeast. That's my fear.
They will do what?
They will go back and continue causing their nuisance in the southeast.
I will not get law. We will not get law for the country. We get law now.
And that's not fair, because the lack of this season of the southeast is very important. Because these people, they don't listen. They don't listen that the way they are doing things is not the right way. That we are better off supporting goodness and prosperity of Nigeria. They don't listen. They think everybody's against them. Nobody's against you. We're not talking that in a country is partnership, collectiveness. It's not selfishness. It's not about anybody. It's about everybody's success. But they see it as about individual. With all the English they have been scattering every corner of the room since morning today. They will not listen. This tribunal should have longer than this man. This tribunal, at least he entered this record. The longest tribunal in human history. There's a billion awards for that. It's so Nigerian intellectuals' ability. It's so our judicial system are working. It's so how they work into details. They make it explicit. Every point they are in that cases. So they are demonstrate Nigeria to be one. That our intellectuals are working. But despite the fact that they spend a lot of time on this case, this my brother, IPOD, they will not listen. They don't affect anything that cannot be moved in that way. It's not your way. We have more than 300 tribes in Nigeria. Don't let people let people say you as a tribe. Spread love, spread companionship, spread sharing, share and accommodating people. Don't let your society be so negative to people. Don't let people get fighting coming near you. Don't destroy that name of individual and put a chain of individual intellectuals. When they open their eyes and they let just ministrants punishing individual name in the world. And making money. Individual name has turned to be content creator now. Content. Like everybody are just passing around. Chop and shop. I just hope and pray that self-association will prevail. That they will calm down. They will say that we are all in it together. With nobody buying fuel separately. We are all enjoying this Lagos Blue. I saw when you show us the Lagos Blue tree. We are all there.
I saw the one of the drivers. She's from Bedford State, one lady. She was from Bedford State. The first driver of Blue Tree was from Bedford State. So we own everything together. It's not about you people. Don't let Obi mislead you. Obi is one of the most useless leaders I've ever seen in Nigeria history. We'll be having a nation. This useless being goods cannot behave mature enough. They keep on talking rubbish as the sake of Obi. Obi, that things are happening in Atiku about those things. People are being killed in India. The consequences I came from, Obi doesn't talk about those things, doesn't confine himself. That's so selfish. It's not wanting to be a leader. It's not compassionate. It's not compassionate. He doesn't feel the feeling of the people. The only feeling is so impulse. The only feeling what is so ego is to propagandise that you want to achieve. The people that are looking at businesses, people that are dying every day, the people that children that go to schools, people that go to exam classes that they've written by this business, this idiot. And this one called Obi leader, that's not going to be called a leader. He's a man. People sleeping in the tribunal, looking for the lost stolen mandate. I look around the tribunal that this will be. I said, why are you upset? For every day you are going to tribunal. But in the day of judgment, you damper, you abandon your truth. You are not a body leader. Thank God we didn't have you as leader. Because you cannot stand it in the heat, in the kitchen. You will bend. The only time we cannot see that for this level in the tribunal. We have told them that taking pictures opportunity all this while in the tribunal or ever since the tribunal started. But the day when our eyes was on tribunal, when we set eyes on the Obi Japa, Obi is failure. Obi is the cross for Nigeria. Obi was hatred, bitterness about Nigeria politics. I've never seen that of election in my entire history. I've been witness election. I was very small. I don't know where this Sagari. I witnessed it. This one is that we have never had election before, and because we are fortunate to have this business to body there. Obi is Obi is a cost for Nigeria, and Obi will not be mentioned again that issue of Nigeria. I know he will not. He is so self-egoistic manner. He will not let himself of respect prevail to say that Nigeria's life is more important than so personal ambition. That individuals that be killed in their thousands, it doesn't want it for his own ambition. He be pursuing wrong direction and be misleading some useless people. But God willing, just with people as we are saying it. If they want to go to Supreme Court, they are welcome. That's the beauty of democracy. That's the beauty of democracy. I love that kind of notion. That we are going to Supreme Court. It's better than to kill your people. It's better than to destroy the property that the people labor for all their lives and destroy their life. It's better to go to schools and punish those children. Go to Supreme Court. That's maturity. That's to show to the world that Nigeria is getting mature. We are having our fear in a mature way, democratic way. But in tribunal, usually, they will never be able to what they've already had. That you, story man is not story. You are confused. You are deleted. You are selfish. I. So that's what they are going to be as Supreme Court. Because those general elite as Supreme Court, they are not that. They will go to all those kind of bodies, the Jesus one and God, all those are war. They will go to details and check everything where they get it from. So the last message will be mature and be leader to the end. It's leading millions of people. It's not leading to that death trap. It should be more compassionate about the suffering of the people and look at for the future of the children of India that is molested.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. These people don't take advice. Thank you very much. They are a bunch of criminals. I've said it many times. Thank you very much. We don't have time to advise criminals. They don't take advice. They are a bunch of criminals, sir. Please, let's do it fast. Hello, I salute you. What do you have to say for the judgment today? Hello.
sir.
Yes, I salute you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Please, sir, I'm watching you from Ghana.
You are watching us from Ghana. What is going on? What do you have to say?
I'm watching you.
Yes.
8 o'clock, which is Ghana time. So,
Is it 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. in Ghana now?
Yes.
Okay.
No, yes, it's 9:18 Ghana now. It's after 9.
After 9, okay.
I'm watching this this morning, 8 o'clock a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always enjoy the judgment. So Jagaba is our president.
Okay.
Everybody Jagaban our president. So about 6 months allocation for Lagos State Jagaban player. When they go to the history, we say we do for Anambra State, not change. So Jagaban is our president. So everywhere we look at Nigeria is prepared.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Yeah.
I beg, we can't they give Obingos advice. They know the year. The court have given them advice. If they no one here, make them go appeal am. You understand? Then they go hear from court too. You understand me? So I beg, if you are calling us, tell us. Today is 100 days. Today mark 100 days of the City Boy government as well, which this event has almost taken everything. I salute you, sir. Please go ahead.
I salute you, Mr. Nsima. Thank you again for your platform. Thank you for the hard work you've been doing.
Yes.
I was listening to you, I think, was it in the morning or afternoon when the court case started?
Yes.
When the judgment started?
Yes.
And you were saying that why did they see Ojukwu as hero?
Yes.
You asked that question. No, they don't see him as hero. They see him as hero beer. They see Nnamdi Kanu as hero beer. That is why they are doing as if they are drunk. They see Peter Obi as hero beer. That is why they are doing as if they are drunk. So I'm glad with the way they came out with the judgment today.
Yes.
They explain every detail.
In detail. Oh my God.
Yes. Even the blind can see this judgment. So now anybody that says anything, they deserve to get it woto now. Because the truth can come up. All eyes on the judiciary has become
all eyes on the Obingos.
Yes, hallelujah. Thank God. Because we cannot continue to live in a country whereby some people are trying to destroy it. Whether through the internet, whether through the whatever, they are just trying to destroy it. Enough is enough. So with this judgment, it gives us the license to give them woto. When they come woto, just like what do you call it? This guy says, what's this guy's name?
Asari Dokubo.
Asari Dokubo. If you
do anyhow, you see anyhow.
You can see anyhow. So now we have the license, and now all those ones calling Tinubu drug barrel.
May them call him again. May them call him again.
They can't do that. And all those ones that say it doesn't have certificate, now the judgment are proving it. So all these things that they are saying, like the thing is that I'm wondering why they are asking for his primary, secondary school. Because in the INEC submission form, Tinubu submitted his Chicago certificate.
Why did Obi not submit his own? Yes.
So nobody is talking about what he did not or what Obi did not submit.
Yes.
But they are more focused on Tinubu.
No, we will help them. We are the one that will talk about it. How will they talk about it? We need our own team of people that we are the one that will talk about it. This is just the beginning. We said that Obi political career is dead. I'm telling you, forget it.
It is buried. It is buried and dead. It will never rise again. They say Jericho will not rise again. This is what it is. He must just go and be drinking his beer. Hero beer. That is what he did for Anambra. He must go and be reaping his benefit. Look, it is time for us to move forward. Like, enough of all this lies, propaganda, all this nonsense that is being pushed. And they actually expose themselves.
You see?
Like, will you listen to the judge? Sorry?
I keep saying something. I don't know when you people say it's time to move on. Move, who is going to move? Is it criminals? It is only when you punish criminals. They are a bunch of, I told you this, you don't understand. When I say something, just listen to me. Criminals will never rest until they are punished. The day they catch them. That is, criminal will be saying, I'm not a criminal. Is it not? Until the day they catch. So don't worry. We need punishment for criminals. Simple. And they will stop automatically. That is what is remaining. So if you say, let's move on, we can't move on. There is no way these people can move on without the punishment. I keep saying this thing. Is it today they have been doing it? They did it in 1967. There was no punishment. They tried it many, many times. There is no punishment. What I'm telling is a reality. But I believe today's judgment should show them that something has actually changed. If they like, they listen. If they don't like, they leave it. Go ahead, sir.
It actually changed. Like, I listen to the judgment and I'm saying to myself, if I'm a supporter of P2B, I will close my eyes, I will delete my social media account.
Yes.
You know why? Because we've created so much expectation as if we've got something.
Yes.
And you know, because they've created that, the whole world was watching. That, okay, what do they have? A guy called from Ghana in one of the platforms. I was saying that he listened to the judgment that there was nothing there. That is somebody from Ghana that doesn't know anything. He only listened to the judgment and he concluded that there was nothing. They say there was really, they did not prove it.
Oh.
They say the switch result, they cannot prove it.
Okay.
25% of our, it was null and void. So what do they have? Oh, Tinubu is a drug baron. That has been put to rest. So what do they have? Nothing. God save them. But like you are right, because it is time to start punishing people that are doing anyhow. Just like Asari Dokubo says, if you do anyhow, you will definitely see anyhow this time around. Because court case is over, you cannot destroy the country. We want the country to progress. So if you are going to stand in our way, you go see anyhow.
That's it.
Jesus' name.
That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Isima.
That's it. This is the good one today. Thank you very much, sir. This was Asari Dokubo today in Abuja. The ginger was too much. The ginger was too much.
My contribution, I really appreciate God for everything today. Today make it the 100th day. God, if you look at it, the president did not win Lagos. He did not win Katsina from the former president. And even from the speaker, nobody can say they are the one that put him over there. Nobody can control him of anything. And this is just to show his victory. On the 100th day, he was being declared again to be the president of this country. I always tell people, law is not about what propagandas are talking about. It's not what the media are talking. Bring it to the court, put it to the land, prove it. If you say somebody is a thief, prove it. Now I really appreciate these people, the judges today. They did everything without thinking about the time. Picking it one by one, analyze it, and give their judgment on it. It's not that, oh, maybe because one, he cannot do this one was not done. But today, the judgment has been given. I will continue to rejoice. The man that said doesn't have leg, he doesn't have hand, he wants to rule. Now truly. You remember they sing the song. The man will not get level. Now, the man is a man. He has paid his due. But the only thing that concerns me is I really appreciate him. Because even though he has the mind of Nigeria in his mind, he doesn't think about those people that have been thinking bad of him see this ministerial position that he gave even to his enemy. Other party will never do that one. But we thank God, and I pray that God has given us the grace to see the beginning, give us the grace to see the end. And to you yourself, please be careful. And you know, people, all these people, as we always call them, what do you call them?
They are a bunch of criminals.
They are a bunch of criminals. You know, that's the way you always call them. And you know them. And I really, for real, I really thank God. And God will continue to bless you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Guys, the line is still open. If you want to call in and make your contribution, you are free. Let us do this.
Ó ti lọ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, ó ti ṣẹ́ kan náà, wọ́n lé wọn ò lè bá. Àkànbí ó lọ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, ìwọ ti ṣẹ́ kan náà, wọ́n lé wọn. Àkànbí wọ́n lé wọn ò lè bá o.
Wọ́n lé wọn ò lè bá. Please go ahead. I don't even know what you're thinking, but I'm just so happy. Congratulations. I salute you, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations for you woke up so early this morning and you were there.
We told them that we are going to stream in live and we are going to shout on top of our voices, and we did it.
Yes, we made it clear that Obi should have, if they had next business, Obi should have fired those lawyers. You can imagine that they could not produce anybody from the polling unit to come and defend their result, and they said the result was rigged. And maybe I would like to invite the female justice to join the city boy movement, because she really educated and went after those obedient lawyers and Atiku's lawyers that were advocating for non-issues. They just went to court to just waste obedient money and Atiku's money.
Yes.
It was a consensus. There was no dissent. This shows that this vindicated the city board. And this is a welcome development, it's a welcome judgment, and I like it, I embrace it. God will continue to help the city boy to progress. He understands the job, and they know this is the man to beat any day. This is the man that will take us out of poverty. They know it's better than Atiku, it's better than Obi. This is a superior revolution. And the city boy is taking us there. The town hall, a difference
from Baba Blue. Today, judgment different from Baba Blue. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Very powerful. I tell you. Let us enjoy this. We are going to do it together. We are doing it together. Oh, let's do it.
Àkànbí wọ́n lè bá o. Wọ́n lè bá. Ó ti lọ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, ó ti ṣẹ́ kan náà. Wọ́n lè bá. Àkànbí ó lọ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, ìwọ ti ṣẹ́ kan náà. Wọ́n lè.
Congratulations. I salute you.
I will call you 24 hours a day with you.
No, wahala.
How you dey?
We dey well.
Obedient.
We dey well.
They don't dey tell BBP. BBP don't have.
We dey here.
My brother, Obi dey deceive themselves. See, Obi no say no win election. Because they use the Igbo people, they do cash out. We don't win election. He knows.
Yes.
For him to give up, make Igbo people don't go kill him, and he could bring up by the full activity. They fall busy, whereas he don't win election.
Yes.
They said no go agree again, they go appeal court.
I beg. They are ashamed. They are ashamed. Don't shame them. You don't finish. If you do anyhow,
you will see anyhow.
Yes.
He said they did the double day to the day they are waiting. See who they wear pampers, not be president.
Oh.
Oh, illegal, you don't complete, no fit do president.
Oh.
No good. News, all those news, all the old bloggers for Edo State, they use a do cash at all of the door enter London. All of the day London, my brother. All of the day London.
Yes, now.
They use a do cash at all the old bloggers for Edo State.
Yes, now I know where they did. Then they do this thing for here for my domot. Then they do comedy.
Okay.
They don't hear them now. Then they do comedy. They don't hear them.
All the money people contribute to give Obi. Aisha, they cut. And they look at this money and say this no good. You know, money where Aisha carry for Obi hand. You know, it can finish for 7 years. Wait, hey, God. Me and Murphy, they talk since Murphy say now God will punish Obi.
No, I see Murphy do program today. He was so mad. He wasn't happy. We will talk about it. We are just starting. I'm telling you.
My brother, congratulations, you tried. Every day I did with you, just that I did somehow, I did busy.
Yeah, no problem.
For me to come, like they follow you 24 hours, just they follow you. So then 12, I will be with you. My God will bless you.
Amen.
God will bless you. God will strengthen you.
Amen.
You will be favored in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your call. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Good night. We are kings and queens and we overcome the world, guys. We are winning. The city boy defeated all defeatable. Still defeating them. Anywhere they are going, anyhow they bring it, it's still defeating them. I mean, you know the year
if you do anyhow,
we are telling you now.
This is not Amekola Tinubu speaking. This is Alhaji Mujayi because your cheap black men will not work. Don't bring them a Bola Tinubu to this matter. Alhaji Mujayi Dokasare has been talking. I don't need anybody. I am not a robot. Or that one when you are small, that is the rule. I am Omoge. I am my own man. I have told you. Hear me very well. You do anyhow. Anybody who is sponsoring you, any COVID where you are hiding, any powers, wicked people in high places. If you are with them, you are in consult with them, and you think you will take the mandate of the people, you cannot take it. At all. The men that are here will watch us very well. We have battled this.
You don't hear them? That was Asari giving them the message of salvation. Asari Dogubo was delivering the message of salvation. Made a note of say, now because of Tinubu, now because of President Tinubu, he's doing it on his own. It's just like people, we take it upon ourselves to make sure that this time around there is no noise. Are you getting me now? I bet let us enjoy this music small. Don't worry, we will bring more music, guys. As the music comes, we will bring more music. I just we will bring more music. This is not noise. This is not noise. First of all, the thing that surprised them is how the judgment, how it take, in fact, how the nature of the judgment, and this is the first time in history. It's not a joke. Everything was like 12 hours judgment delivered. That is the number one thing that will shock them. That is what to tell them that men, we are not. This government is not joking, no. It's not joking. Of course, today the 100 days of our president in office. Of course, there's a lot of things to talk about, but I mean, is already a win. It's already a win, guys. Today we saw the city boy addressing investors in India, telling them that Nigeria is the best place to invest. There is no other place. Nigeria is the best place to invest. And this is a proof. This is a proof to any investor coming to Nigeria. I getting me now that the right thing will be done should in case there's a problem in your investment or anything, because we have the judiciary. They say all eyes on the judiciary. They end up giving adverts. They end up promoting the judiciary of Nigeria today. Is that not what? Is it not what happened? They end up promoting our judiciary, guys. Listen to our president.
That definitely we are open for business. You've heard it. We have capable government to drive the economy of Nigeria.
Sorry, guys, did you hear what the president said? This is our president addressing in a round table in Nigeria, India. Look at it. Nigeria, India, presidential roundtable business conference. Did you see? He said we are open for business. Nigeria is back and we are open for business. So I really wanted you to understand that as I go back, because this to me is a proof to any investor coming to Nigeria that we are ready. Everything, we have everything ready to deliver. I getting in that? I getting in now? We are ready. Nigeria is the best place for investors to come in and get their return on their investment. That was what the city boy was telling them. I just want you to pay attention. Is it not a good thing that on the exact 100 days in office, the city boy has already attracted investors? $14 billion investment and others. I'm just talking about the one from today. Are you getting me now? And also today, the judiciary delivered historical judgment that lasted for 12 hours, the longest judgment delivered today in Nigeria, the longest judgment delivered ever in Nigeria. So what are they talking about? My brother, if you are still looking Nigeria in the eyes of Obasanjo, of course, you know what Obasanjo said. Obasanjo was telling us that the refinery is not going to work. It's not going to work. Look at what they told him, my brother. I hope Obasanjo will be alive. You understand me? I hope Obasanjo will be alive till December to see Port Harcourt refinery functioning. Oh, we pray today. Let Obasanjo be alive, because we are not sure he's going to be alive. We pray for good life. Let us see Obasanjo until December, because he's thinking that we are backward. He don't know what is going on. The reason why the city boy government will be a success is working with team. He cannot do it alone. He knows that he needs some people to work with him. For example, today he was in India. Some group of people was already there in the court and other places, taking care of businesses. Distribution of power, of responsibilities. That is how the city boy is going to work. He's going to win. He's going to defeat all defeatables. So that is what we are telling them. So if you are still looking Nigeria in the eyes of Obasanjo or Buhari, my brother, you are making mistake. I think today is a proof that we are not joking in this country anymore. Nigeria is back, just like the city boy told us. This is what renewed hope agenda. Simple. You saw our vice president. Oh boy, if I said that our vice supposed to be a soldier or army man, because that our vice president, the man no dey sleep. Our vice president, no, they sleep. The uncommon vice president, Shetima. We saw him today in the courtroom. When others, they were shouting, all eyes on the judiciary, we saw them sleeping. We saw them sleeping. Don't worry now. We have everything. We will talk about it. The thing just they sweep me for body. My brother, follow who no road. Oh. In your lifetime, it's a priority. Follow who no road. If not, you will continue to be crying. In fact, in one of the judgments, the lawyer said, or the judge said, that you see, in every election cycle, there's always petition. And it is a normal thing for losers to come to the court to cry. That's it. That is what one of the judges said. And it's the truth. So the city boy delivered a message to the Indian investors, telling them that Nigeria is ready for business. We are open for business. Please, just pay attention to the city boy conversation at India, the G20 conference today.
That definitely we are open for business. You've heard it. We have capable government to drive the economy of Nigeria and to be able to give you the best return possible. There's nowhere else. You pitch penny in America and any other part of the world. Nigeria offers the best return on investment as it today. So invest.
Did you see the way they clap for the president? Because what he's saying is the reality. What the president is saying is the reality. The line is still open if you want to call in. I know I've missed some calls, but yeah, if you want to call in, the line is open. You want to call in and make your contribution. What do you feel about the judgment today? Of course, we'll continue even as tomorrow. Remember, Obi told us that he took advice from a madman. It's obvious. He took advice from a madman. When, on the very day that he was supposed to be present, on the very day that he was supposed to be there, he deceived all of their brothers. He ran away. He was not in the court. And all the journalists, they were sleeping. Yeah. All the including Obi's lawyers. I have some of the pictures I captured. Let me see if I can just show you some of them. They were all sleeping. The people that were shouting all eyes on the judiciary, Abi, what happened to them? Some of them say, now Indian juju, now catch them. Now na talk no we mean talk. Now na talk me are the help una the pass una message. You see them, see the people that, but look, notice something. All of them sleeping, but see the vice president. You see the uncommon vice president, Shetima. But I never see anything. You see the man eyes they sharp. Abure was sleeping. All of them sleeping. Look at the man that was saying he must do everything. All of them, they were sleeping. They were sleeping. I know that channel, this guy, Eshewu, tired. He was a little bit tired, maybe. He was tired. Call my WhatsApp. I don't know. If you are calling me another thing, it might not work. Come on my WhatsApp, please. If you want to call on WhatsApp, eh? So you saw them. You look at them. People that shouted all eyes on the judiciary. What happened to them? That is another story for another. We'll find out what happened to them. Today was not a day for them. It was a day of sadness. It was not. I don't know what they were expecting. I don't know what they were actually expecting. I don't really know what they were actually expecting, guys. I don't really know what they were actually expecting. Maybe they were expecting something different. A town hall. Different. I salute you. I salute you.
Well done.
I salute you.
Well done.
Look at our brothers. So they were crying. Aisha, Obi, Atiku, all of them just shedding tears. Yeah. What are we going to do to them? Are we...
Now their season to cry now. They don't run their mouth for a long time, so it is time for them to cry now. I congratulate them to be a great loser.
As it is with us.
So they said they are going to Supreme Court. You know, that will come to court today.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Very well that is losing.
Yes.
So you know why it didn't show at the court?
No.
That's strategy to get more donation, so they can go to Supreme Court. The rest of the money they go Colombia inside their pocket.
Yes.
The OB idiots, they are so slow and dumb. Majority of the educated ones in abroad, they are educated illiterates. Understand? So they have no common sense. All of them reason the same way, like
yes.
farmers in the field. So no common sense. Every one of them, they reason in the same way, they talk in the same way, and they even pause in the same way. You will die. You will die. I will kill you.
Yes. That's how they talk. They don't talk anything that makes sense more than that. That's it.
They reason to get the same way. Everyone, what one is abroad, the medical doctor among them, the lawyer among them, if you are saying a cause, they gather them together same way.
It's not the same thing now. It's a cause. They are fraud. It's a cause. They know.
This tribunal, bro, I learned a lot of things from it.
I'm telling you.
You know, all lies on judicial. At the end of the day, they couldn't withstand it. At the end of the day,
they couldn't breathe.
They started teaching them law. If I were them, I would just go back to my house and sit down, JJ. 2027, start preparing. That is what they're supposed to do, instead of them to waste their money.
No, they must complete the process. They must complete it. Go ahead.
They will still cry. But now we need to get. We have to do it fire for fire today. If I were them or their team, they have to sue this Arise TV for defamation of character. A lot of them, they need to compile them and sue them to court. 100 billion. You see, all of them will run away.
Don't worry. Why are we talking too much? You don't know. You don't know. If all of you know who the city boy is, you will not be helping him to fight his battle. The city boy say, renewed hope is here. Enjoy this moment. Just listen to those ones. Any other thing, forget it. I'm telling you. Well, you know, I keep saying this thing. People are not listening. You anybody that have done rubbish, except you are just criticizing the government as normal, as patriotic. But if you say you want to use it, you want to do rubbish, you are the one that will cry at the end of the day. I told them, go and ask people that fought Governor Tinubu as at that time in Lagos. Today they are his best friends.
They are nobody.
Today,
they are nobody.
So it's simple. You don't know. It's the Jagaban. When they call him Jagaban, it's not by mistake. It's not by mistake. What we should do now is to learn, is to tap from this knowledge. Is for us to even thank him for coming to deliver us. Because there is nobody that could have been able to deliver this country. I'm telling you. If not the city boy. That is what I believe now. That is what I believe.
Do you know that Obi is a very slow man, no? That man don't have anything upstairs. I swear.
Obi took extra. Do you know how many years Obi took to finish university? Please go ahead, sir.
Very slow, not thinking faculty at all. And people, and I see some educated people following through his own, through his conversation with at the media. That is how you know that man don't have anything upstairs at all. All what you know that China had to lie. Obi was telling us that he took a class of 3 weeks for $48,000. Ordinary certification. Oh my brother! No, that man is. As well as that Obi is from Lagos State. By now, Obi would be contesting for local government chairman. I swear. Local government chairman.
Hey, when did this one? I did not hear this one, though.
I was.
No. Really?
Yeah. He was lying to them. That man, there's no brain at all. He took a 3 weeks course for $48,000 in one of the university.
Wait, how come I did not see this fine? Did I not listen to the fine?
If I see it, I will send it to you.
No, there's a fine. No, there's a fine. There's a fine to be paid within 48 hours.
Well, today at the tribunal.
Yes, I didn't see it. When was this? for, he said, find 3 parties for filing frivolous petitions. APM, 13.6 million. Labour Party, 47.9 million. PDP, 23.3 million only. And they should pay it within 48 hours. Oh my God.
That one is small.
That one, you know, I'm not yet satisfied. I'm not still satisfied.
This team must sue Labour Obidati and his follower for defamation of character. Say they want to ruin his life. Number 1, Chicago University. Number 2, that drug case. Number 3, that $400 and something thousand. The profit. They need to sue them 100 billion naira for sure.
And what about the comment that he made? We have not forgotten the comment that he made on channels. We have not forgotten it.
Well, at times politician, but all these 3 points I said, they need to sue them. And that Arise guy will fight too.
Oh.
And sue the Arise TV for inciting violence too.
Okay, we are watching now. All right.
You know, APC they will be rich very soon. They will be rich very soon. Because they have a lot of authentication proof against these people. And all those idiots in America, yeah, we know all their names. We know where they are living. We will get all their names one by one to UK and sue them over there.
That's it.
We have enough proof towards these people. Enough to sue them. Enough. We will go to where they were working and serve their letter and contact the Home Office against them. And all those stupid doctors that in America and London, we know their offices. And those idiots that using fake accounts, we can get them with their fake accounts now.
Yes.
We think we can't get them. Those ones that bearing Yoruba name, and their name is Emeka Shuku. We have all their identity. They think they are smart, and they are not. This social media is fake. Right? Some people are more advanced in it than another person. So we can try them, we can get them, and we are doing that already.
Correct.
They think they are crazy.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling into the program. I salute you. Thank you very much.
God bless you, my brother.
Thank you very much.
You have done a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. Appreciate you. Oh my God. Let us remind ourselves what, you know, those days when they were singing for us. LOP. 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 Hey. Obi one them. Obi one them. I salute you.
Oh my God. I couldn't stop laughing. I mean, you know, I was not able to watch everything when I was telling you. You said they should be fine, and they were fine, right?
Yes. Yes, they say fine. Yes, they say fine. Yes.
Yeah. But when they looked at the book, when the show was on, when they were doing it, you say, oh, we have to find them. They'll find them. That's good. You know, so, the truth will always win. The truth will always win. Mm-hmm. When you over evaluate yourself, when the Bible says the Lord will seek yourself, when you seek your prayer and call, the Lord will bring you down. You understand? But when you put yourself down, the Lord will lift you up. They thought they are around. They thought they knew it all. Imagine, isn't that even stupid and foolish for them to sit down there and tell people they go every detail they get today? You know, with the little I was able to see, to me, they should be doing it in shame. You have no proof.
There is nothing, all the witnesses you brought, there's nothing tangible to say. So you just want to come out and move up to Nigeria? Are we stupid people? Nigeria is one of the smartest countries in the whole wide world. We might be going through stuff right now. We are smart people.
Sure.
We are educated people, civilized people. You understand? Because those games because the youth as the view, that is enough for you to win an election. You know? Instead of him to just go before Tinubu and just drop himself. Like you said you go and let the game for Mashwadi. You should learn. You know, I'm so happy today that the truth prevails. The truth prevails. Look at Atiku. Okay, now, by the time they come back and confess now, that's the last 15 years. Let's be realistic. Because I the likelihood of what that the grace of God actually is 28 years in that place, and Nigeria will be a brand new Nigeria in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So now the power will move to the north again. That's the area.
Yes.
So before we even now to even contest an election, that will be the last 15 years, if by God's grace is still alive. Because we have no power over that. You understand what I'm saying? So, he should just humble himself. Because another thing I heard about this, they have no right of appeal. They have no right of appeal. They can't appeal anything. They have no right of that. How did that they cannot do anything after the time? They wasted the court time. They wasted the time. They have no court, no evidence or nothing. You understand?
Yeah.
And I'm so happy and I thank God for your steadfastness. You're so steadfast, you remain unshakable, you remain unmovable. From the start, your wife is lucky to have you because nobody can change your mind easily. And your kids should be proud of you. Yeah, I mean it. I mean that. Honestly.
Powerful.
I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very, very proud of you. I'm telling you. And I know people that are supporting you and with you, the Lord will move them forward.
Amen.
I will show you. And the Lord will move everybody forward. You know, they should just relax. And God will lead us to that group.
Sure.
God will teach us how to move. You know, I'm happy. I'm a proud Nigerian everywhere I am. I'm a Nigerian. I don't care what you say about Nigeria. I am very, very proud of who I am, where I came from. Everything that's proud. So I'm proud. I know I sure do have come to say. And he will turn it around by the grace of God. All he needs are prayer. He's going to pray for him.
Yes.
And those that are begging for money, ignore them. You don't even need to just talk to them. Ignore them. That is one of the things that is killing Nigeria. All should start from cradle. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? When you send a little boy or a little girl in Nigeria, maybe 5 years old, buy me water. I'm just using it as an example. When they buy you that water, they are looking up to you for you to give them something, or they have your change. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's how it starts. From there, you send a new boy or you send somebody out. They are expecting you to tip them for sending them errands. So that is how it starts. So when they grow up, they want to do anything, they are expecting kickback. I'm sorry to tell you Nigeria, but I can say another Nigeria is a thief. It's a shame, but that's the truth. It's a shame, but it's true. Everybody wants something. It is easy for you to accuse somebody of corruption. If you are there, you will do worse. The obedience forget them. They have no, to me, they should just go home and begin to apologize to people they have offended. They have been defeated from day one. So Nigeria we need to retutor our people, our children. Let them know that for this corruption they have to do something from the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? They have to do something for us to be able to change the orientation of our people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everybody is a thief. I'm sorry to say that word, but it's true. They want something. They you want something, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Everybody, every office you go to, you want to get something to the office, they want pizza. I needed my certificate from Nigeria. We have to pay. We have to pay for the shipping back to America. Okay? We give everything. We were asking for money at the high office. We got the money after like 3 weeks. Right here is when we take certificate. Because where is the certificate? My nephew called them that I don't know. They said there's one of them that you still have to rub your hand. I said, are you telling me let me talk to them? Then I talked to them and I said, I'm ashamed of you. I said, I'm ashamed of you. You said, are you okay now? Are we talking to politicians now? You said politicians, they're the only things we have in the city. But you are having a nothing. For you to do what I already paid for. And these people will say, all countries are easy to deal with, but they can't deal with Nigeria. And then now the one who's going to work with his hand, that is doing his job, that is getting paid for his job. You understand what I'm saying? So how are we going to change that? Poverty is something. Some people are not really clear. But they are just thieves, they are wolves. You say it's already in their blood to acquire, to get some people, to get kickbacks, to get bribes. So when they get them, put them in a position of power, they begin to steal. Look, I don't know what they're going to do. They have to make sure that, because from the beginning, from my child, they have to start, giving our peace in Nigeria. So that's when they saw this thing and whenever they begin to change, they don't accept something bad. That's how they go out and become thieves. And they become politicians that they become something else. So I pray that this time I show this license will change. And I don't pray that they will open up our public schools that private schools should be a matter of choice. I went to public school. Most of my friends and my daddy is not a poor man. We all went to public school. And we were happy to be in public school. We had all it takes when we were in public school. They should do something to not to repeal the public schools. So that people will not be going to work. So that everybody will go to school. Those that cannot afford, private schools will go to school at all costs. So we will not have kids on the streets of our city begging for arms. You know, if they stay from there, it will not go. So they are going to make the school. You have to make the school to school. And the government should make it like abroad. Hey, no longer you know it. If your child doesn't go to school, will the school not call you? Why is your child not to school? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your child doesn't go to school in London, will the school authority not call you?
Of course.
So why is your child not to school? They should begin to implement that in Nigeria. Every child must go to school. They have to change their orientation. No child in the street, like if any child doesn't go to school, then the parents of the questions. If they do what are they doing here? Everybody has to go to school. So if you're not in school, your parents know you're not in school, the government will get involved. They have to do that. Honestly, in Nigeria, everybody must go back to school. If you're sure that these days to school Nigeria, they cannot even speak a word of English. The Nigerian court was so like this. Even my grandmother that died at the age of 105. My grandmother died at the age of 105 in 2002. My grandmother speaks English fluently. She speaks French fluently. At 2002, she died at the age of 105. So she died. She was the secretary of our...
All right, I have to let you go. Ma. We are spent 10 minutes. Yes.
Oh, really? Okay, so let me go back, please. You know what I'm saying? It's fighting forward, please.
Yeah.
Education is important.
Yes.
God bless you, guys.
No problem. Thank you very much. I salute you. Thank you very much. Your people are still crying and you people are lashing. Chuku Kairin. And my people are not crying. My people are not crying. If your people are the one crying, bring them out. Let us see. My people are not crying, okay? My people are not crying. Come on, we want to remind you of what you said. Are you getting me? You told us 75. Remember what you said to us. Let's give you the music. Listen. Hey!
Kid, I'm the producer.
LOP! LOP! We know the song now. LOP! Let's go. This is the time that this song is sweet very, very well. Everybody. 79. This is the time that this song is sweet. We are going to bring all the song, all the things that they did. We bring it back to remind them and to make them know how far. Of course, we have seen the response of the president today. We have seen the president have also released a statement on the judgment of the judges or the court today, the petition court today. We saw the President Tinubu's reaction. That's it. Oh boy. We shall stand on your mandate. We shall stand on your mandate. This is the president reaction after the presidential election petition. On your mandate we shall stand. Hold on, please. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, Father, on your mandate, Father, on your mandate we shall stand. Please go ahead. What's your contribution?
This is Francis.
Yes.
But guy, you're bad. Why would you play this music for that at this point in time, eh? Oh, goodness me. People they know that boys, men will be different from boys. I am very, very happy today, Isima.
Yes, you're welcome.
Very, very happy because they made the whole world to understand. All eyes on
the judiciary. They advertise our judiciary today. Hey! Oh my God.
Yes, almost a very serious fear into my spinal cord in America here. I just can't go out with this one. The guy said, brother, you will see what will happen today. Well, at the end of the day, you know why I'm so happy? With the televising of this stuff, the whole world now sees truly what happened. And I love the justice of the judges. They made you want to understand. You cannot be claiming you want this, you want that, you want that. But meanwhile, in certain states, you cannot tell me we don't have APC member in Enugu. You cannot tell me we don't have APC member in Owerri. When we have a city governor, have a commissioner, we have ministers. When we can't say we don't have a APC member in a boy. When the governor, a performing governor like that, is an APC person. Or what do you talk about the president, the former president, a city president, a governor? APC lost, and you're telling the whole world that you are robbed. Bro, let us go back to it. When did Obi start campaigning for election? When did Obi indicated it of becoming the president? Barely 4 months the election, and you expect one example to just like spend out because your name is Obi go to school.
They don't know.
All the ministers, ministers, House of Rep members, senators, even the Jagaba himself is in Lagos. You want that same state. Nobody's questioning that. And you wanted to give because your name is Obi. And at time when I listen to him when they speak, as I see in this court I judge English. Even though I'm not perfect myself, but this guy, I don't understand. The question I keep asking myself, because I was never good then, I was schooling, right? When Obi was a governor. And I told my younger brother, remember you two were in Putu. Can somebody tell me just one meaningful project Obi can actually tell us that he did for Enugu? Because in Anambra, because Esima, you were in Oka, isn't it?
Yes, now I told them now. They are shocked.
Oka, Esima, you remember those days? Passing under Abuweka. If you know when you're hardware, they will call. They will give you.
I was a victim of what happened in Opiweka. Now I was a victim, but just at those days, we know our way as well.
And they're telling me Obi did that because somebody was so clever and half to take the state money and put it to an account where he was making so much interest for himself. At the end of the day, he said, "I save money for you people," and that is disgusting for you to go to the president. I remember those when you became the president, the governor of Anambra State, when at the end of the day, Fidelity Bank was virtually every look at kind of Anambra, every market was
everywhere.
I mean, people seem to have forgotten so fast. And he's telling us his name is China. If you watch one of my tweets in your Facebook today, I'm the Francis Joshua. Understand? I mean, just tell her what you've done. You want to become a Nigerian president because your name is Obi. And people that are not, they don't even understand what it takes to be in governance. They are busy supporting him. My brother, presidents not waiting. We just wake up one day to become Nigerian. I feel like in a country like Nigeria, come on, man. And I'm happy what the judge said. His prediction have no substance, have no merit, so they don't deserve it. And I love what that guy did. The guy was saying, he said, a man who claimed to be that INEC favors some person, he got so vote in Anambra, the guy gave an analysis of everything. I know that my friend who is an American guy, the guy said, oh wow. I said, no, go and follow Emeka, because the guy called Emeka as our friend. I said, Emeka was deceiving us. But whenever we go to Aso Rock to drink, Emeka will be boasted, still all kind of thing. And I tell Emeka, you listen to the whole thing today. Somebody's going to deceive you. My brother, may God bless you. And I really appreciate your good work for our country. And I appreciate it. And may God continue to lift our country higher and higher in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I salute you. Thank you very much. You see, all things work together for our good. I told them that the city boy defeated all defeatable. They don't understand. They help to advertise the judiciary. And today they prove to them. The judiciary proved to the whole world what they are. Is that not true? You have not learned a lesson. You people do not still learn a lesson. I know up till now they are not still learning. They will learn. Yeah, they will learn very, very well, though. They will learn very, very well. I like for the fact that there's a fine, because for me, I wasn't feeling fine. I was not happy because I was like, they need to find these people. But I'm not still happy even with this one now. We still need more fine to come in. Are you getting me now? This fine is a good one, of course. Yes. Breaking news. They fined 3 parties for frivolous petitions. According to the Constitution or Judiciary Act 87, subsection 390 of 1968, as amended, 13.6 million to APM. What is the meaning of APM, sir? Which party is APM? I don't even know. And then Labour Party, 47.9 millions. PDP, no, that is making noise. PDP, 23.3 millions. Million, I say millions. PDP, 23.3 million. Labour Party, 47.9 million. APM, 13.6. I'm a little bit like I'm not really well, but they need to find them proper so that they will stop making noise. Of course, they will stop making noise. Of course, this is celebration. Of course, that's straight from India. Of course, you know that the president is in India. Of course, receiving this good news is a thing of joy, guys. And there's more to come, man. This is just the beginning. The city boy is here to make sure all the naysayers, they don't have anything to say again. I've told you before that all the naysayers, they are the one that they will cry by themselves. Now them go use their mouth. I don't ask them, say, or I tell them, Mona, go look what happened before. Anybody that came against the president or against President Tinubu Today, they are nowhere to be found. Look at the statement from the president, of course. President Tinubu welcomes the tribunal verdict and calls for collective efforts to build the nation. This is not the first time the president has called for collective effort to build the nation. The president has always been calling on everybody, even after his after the election, when they declared him the winner. He asked all parties to come together, every candidate to come together. Let us build the country. They refuse to listen to him. They say they want to do whatever they want to do. But you see, President Tinubu's welcome tribunal verdict and call for collective effort to build the nation. President Tinubu on Wednesday has assured Nigerians of his renewed and energized focus on delivering his vision of a unified, peaceful, and prosperous nation following the judgment by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja. Okay, that is Presidential Election Petition Court. It's not a tribunal. Anyway, President Tinubu welcomed the judgment of the tribunal with an intense sense of solemn responsibility and preparedness to serve all Nigerians, irrespective of all diverse political persuasions, faith, and tribal identities. The president recognizes the diligence, undoubted thoroughness, and professionalism of the 5-member bench led by Justice Aruna Samani in interpreting the law. The president affirms that his commitment to the rule of law and the unhindered discharge of duties by the tribunal, as witnessed in the panel's exclusive respect for the merits of the petition brought forward, further reflect the continuing maturation of Nigeria's legal system and the advancement of Africa's largest democracy at a time when our democratic system of government is under test in other parts of the continent. The president believes the presidential candidates and political parties that have lawfully exercised their rights by participating in the 2023 general elections and the judicial process, which followed, have affirmed Nigeria's democratic credentials. The president urges his valiant challengers to inspire their supporters in the trust that the spirit of patriotism will now and forever be elevated above partisan considerations, manifesting into support for our government and to improve the livelihood of all Nigerians. Once more, President Tinubu thanks Nigerians for the mandate given to him to serve our country while promising to meet and exceed their expectations by the grace of God Almighty and through very diligent hard work with the team that has been put in place for that sole purpose. This is This is Chief Ajuri Ngele. Chief Ajuri Ngele, Special Advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, September 6, 2023. Of course, this is a statement from the Presidency, of course, from the media team. You see, that is to tell you that they are ready. The President is ready. All is everywhere. They are ready to deliver the right judgment or the actions, everything that they need to bring this country on the right track. So, guys, that is to prove to you that Nigeria is back on track. You see, they just help us to announce to the whole world the Nigerian judicial system. And because it did not favor them, some of them are still crying. Let me give some other people opportunity to speak. Innocent say your country is suffering. No, Biafra is suffering. Your people are suffering. Because you people refuse to hold your governors accountable, you will continue to suffer. Whether we have the best president or not, as long as your governors are not doing what they are supposed to do, you will continue to suffer. I salute you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
I salute you.
Today is one of the happiest days. I've been with you since morning.
Thank you very much.
I love today's judgment, the way it was being analyzed one by one, so that they will not come out and be talking trash again.
They no fit get topic. Hey, God.
Especially the man that trashed all the votes per state one by one.
Yes, that one really enter me. Yes.
Honestly, and that woman that was asking them that they expect the court to go to the streets to help them get what's it called, evidence, because you claim you won and you couldn't provide figures. Didn't they have representatives?
You didn't even tell them where you won, how many votes you're supposed to get, and all of that.
Votes that you got, yes. It's alarming that suddenly Obi became a saint? Do they think that all of us are daft like them? And they are claiming all Nigerian youths. Which Nigerian youths voted for Obi? It's only the daft ones that will support Obi. You cannot listen to Baba and you listen to Obi.
Yeah, but where is the Obi now? Where is the Obi?
And you will still go. I don't know where he is. He has gone back to Anambra to go and greet his friend that is mad in Okpaiwe Lake. I think he's with the man. He's advising him on the next thing to do right now.
Okay.
So we are waiting for him. Somebody that did not turn Anambra State around, nothing to show for, no legacy that they are following there. Is that the person that wants to turn Nigeria around? Just one state he couldn't fix. He will now fix the whole 36 states of the Federation. And they are shouting in the comment section saying they will suffer, the generation will suffer. When Obi was governor, Anambra has the highest, it was the poorest states, one of the poorest states in Nigeria. It's not even one of the, even as we are talking now, it's not even among the top 10 states in Nigeria. And yet, that is the kind of person that they are projecting as the best. Somebody that couldn't even account for the money that he spent in during this election, and you are calling that person a saint. How is it different from the people that is saying that they are bad? The first step he made that made him to fail is that he went to churches to be campaigning. So he thinks that places like Ilori, Kwara, Kogi, that is saying that he won, places like Osun or Yo, that is predominantly Muslims, that they, even in Ilori, they are fighting traditionalists. Is it those people that will now vote for you that you are going to church, that you have proclaimed yourself as a religious bigot? Even the places that he went for campaign, he went to places that are dominated by the Hebrews, by his tribesmen. Those are the places that he went to campaign. Even when he came to Lagos to campaign, he went to markets that
dominated by his brothers.
Dominated by the Southeasterners. So you have already told us that you are a sectional president. And the vote that he got shows that he is a sectional president. He's just going there to be the president of his brothers. He is not a president of Nigeria. And with what they have done and the way they are even doing now, they have really destroyed their chances. In fact, for them to get it back, I don't think it will take them 50 years to gain this type of little support that they got in this 2023. Because you are claiming you love Nigeria, and yet you are praying for the downfall of the country that you claim that you so much love. You are praying that the military should take over of the country that you claim that you love. If the military should take over, they will still be the one to cry foul. They will still be the one that will still cry most. So, in fact, I'm hoping that God put them to shame, and may we never experience obedience again in Nigeria, in Jesus' name. Because they are, in fact, this type of, I've never witnessed this type of election before in my life, that somebody will be so wicked, that will be so bold, that be praying that somebody, an fellow human being should die. All because of election. You are not even thinking of the future, you are not thinking of the past. I asked somebody that when we look at our tribe, the Yoruba tribe, the magnanimity of the Yoruba tribes towards them is vast. But with me, I don't know, maybe I don't know history. I've been thinking and I've been looking at history, what these people have done to reciprocate the good deeds that the Yorubas have done for them in the past, and they are still doing for them, how they accommodated them even after the war, how they renovated their houses when they were not around, gave them back their properties and everything. I've not seen any, they are not even talking about it, they have never talked about it. All they do and plan for the Yorubas always is to truncate anything they want to do. They go against it, they make it look like it is the worst thing that could ever happen. I thank God because we have always shown them love and they've always given us snake back. But God has always picked us to overcome. So today, I think they will learn one or two things today.
If they lie, they learn. If they don't lie, they go. Me, I know they are a bunch of criminals.
And
That's all I can tell you.
If they did not learn from this, the way they trust this election, the way they trust this judgment and deliver it with so many evidence. In fact, I don't like the amount that they bill Obi. They should bill him more because his people will contribute the money. Nigeria needs money. They have money. They are the richest. No child that is as rich as them. That money that they give them is too small. I was even expecting that they will charge him like 1 billion naira. They will pay it within 48 hours. So the election petition they didn't try at all in that aspect. I'm very happy, Sha. We give God the glory that God shame all our enemies. And they will forever be shamed. They will not labor in vain. Baba told them that they will labor
from the day we hear Labour Party, my brother, we don't want to labor. We don't labor for long. We don't want any labor.
They have known now that Baba said is a prophet. He has told them that they will labor in vain. And they have been laboring in vain. They will not labor in vain in Jesus' name.
Amen.
You're having a good program. Good night, sir.
Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. Good night. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Let me give somebody that called me. I missed the call earlier. A town hall different from Baba Blue. A town hall different from Baba Blue. Someone called me. I'm trying to call the person back to see if he's there. But remember when Obi was crying, you know? He was crying, and his brother asked him, "How come you are crying? Why are you crying?" Listen, I want you to listen to his brother before I do something else, because we don't have much time though. But I just wanted to listen when his brother was asking him, "Why are you crying?"
With the talk. Obi the cry. Why you be the cry? Nine we
Why
want to make you follow Obi cry. This will be where they cry now because he lose election. You go see him now in the cry. Bitterly, sorrowfully. Hey, Obi na better person. He get mind.
He get mind.
But I want to ask you one
thing. I don't know
thing.
why that thing is not showing very well the way I want it to show.
Since where did they kill people everywhere? When Owo massacre, Obi cry.
He no cry. Wait.
No.
Let me see.
When they kill for many churches, kill reverend fathers, bishops for churches, burn them fire. Obi come out to cry. No. Okay.
No cry.
When they kill children, behead them, Obi cry.
Obi cry. He no cry.
For Hamufu killing, Obi cry.
He no cry.
Killing the pregnant woman, cutting her, slicing her while she's alive to take her baby. Obi cry. Okay, that pregnant woman where they killed during the sit at home, where everybody they cry, they shout.
Obi
even
cry.
when you don't cry.
Obi cry.
Obi cry. No.
By the way, now their brothers now then kill themselves. So
okay.
Obi no cry.
What about the Igbo market? Una market where they born for Abuja, born for Sokoto, born for Kano.
Obi cry.
No.
Quick, he's asking lots of questions.
You
I'm gonna go back
with
there.
The dog. Obi they cry. Why Obi they cry? Now we want to know. Make you follow Obi cry. This will be where they cry now because he lose election. You go see him now they cry.
He cry.
Bitterly. Sorrowfully. Hey.
Sorrowfully.
Obi na better person. He get mind.
Obi na better person.
But I want to ask you one thing.
Wait, ask us.
Since where did they kill people everywhere? When Owo massacre, Obi cry.
Obi.
No. When they kill for many churches, kill reverend fathers, bishops for churches, burn them fire.
Cry.
Obi come out to cry. No. Okay.
He don't cry.
When they kill children, behead them, Obi cry.
He no cry.
For a Hamufu killing, Obi cry.
He no cry.
Killing the pregnant woman, cutting her, slicing her while she's alive to take her baby.
Obi cry. You know, cry. So the brother was asking lots of questions. I'm going to leave it there. When the time comes, we will talk about that. You know, when the time comes, proper. Let us listen to Reno. Of course, you know, for the past few days, Reno have been dealing with them. Reno has been dealing with them. So Reno has given some clips, right? After the of course, during the petition, the judgment, Reno came out to give some details. He said, "What next?" So I just want us to listen to him and see how far, because I've not even actually listened to it, but I believe he's saying something that makes sense.
Citizens of Nigeria, we've seen that the presidential elect has ruled against the petition brought before them by Peter and the Labour Party, and it's not too surprising. Now, I'm a supporter of Waziri Atiku Abubakar. I will support him whatever he does. However, why I'm speaking to you today is because some prominent obedience have called for mass civil disobedience, and some are even coup baiting. One of them some time ago said that coup is an option. Look, Nigeria has gone too far. We want democracy, and even if our candidates did not win the election and did not win at the presidential election petition court, this democracy must thrive. This is about Nigeria, not about Peter Obi, and I call on all Nigerians to disregard any such unpatriotic cause. I want to tell you something.
So hold on, no. So Reno is saying that they are calling on military or whatever, or fight. Or these people have always been these people have always been calling for fight, Reno. This is not the first time. See, this time around, we want them to come out. See, we are the one that will handle them. All of us from the Niger Delta, we know them better. We know that we will handle these people. See, it is just like this tribunal now. This tribunal is the way to handle this. Don't tell them to stop. They will never stop. You see, every time I come here, I try to explain how these people work. You don't tell them to stop. You tell them to do it. Just like we are telling them, do your sit at home. Now then stop by themselves. Now then say, now then go stop. Ask them to come. So when they come, you give it to them, woto. They will sleep. What are they talking about? Have Igbo people ever defeated it? Oh, let me don't go there because I will be so angry. Oh, calm down, Sima. Calm down. You see, what I'm telling you, see, I don't like when I hear people miss the point. Let us allow them to make. They say they want to bring military, or they want to protest, or they want to cause confusion. Let them do it. Ask them to come out. We want to see them. We want to know them. Do you know, ever since they have been shouting this, they are Biafra, they hide their names. They hide their faces. They use fake names. They are not even bold enough. They are not even confident of themselves in what they believe. So allow them to come. We know them now that they are criminals. Let them come out and talk rubbish. You understand me? Only us from the south. Well, I don't know the name you call us, Niger Delta. We will deal with all this. It's so easy. You understand me? It's so easy. I don't know which people will give them support anymore. Before now, the Edo people and Delta people, they try to give them support, you see. But they even turn the support that they give to Obi to Ibotic support. You see, they turn everything upside down. You understand me? My brother, we know who the city boy is right from the beginning. We told them that if election is concerned, forget about it. The city boy will win. We have already said it a long time ago. They did not get it. I believe that now they are beginning to wake up. They are just they are noise makers. So Reno, don't cry, don't talk too much about them causing problems. They have always been causing problems. This time around is to bury it once and for all. Because we have to solve this problem once and for all. We cannot continue to be pampering criminals, bunch of criminals shouting every day on social media. There must be consequences, and then we must deal with criminals. Simple. That is the only way to solve that problem. Telling them with your mouth can never solve it. It has never solved it now. Can't you see? So we need to take action as soon as possible. So, but allow them to enter. You understand? Allow them to enter first. Don't scare them. Allow them to enter with their noise. Then we take them woto, according to them. Woto in their language now. Woto, abi.
Victim of the obedient movement. Seriously, I did not start out to fight the obedient movement. I was in support of Waziri.
So I understand the plight of Reno. Reno said that he was a victim. He's also a victim of the obedient movement. Listen.
I've been a victim of the obedient movement. Seriously, I did not start out to fight the obedient movement. I was in support of Waziri Atiku Abubakar, and that was it. I was not against the obedient movement. Why did I go against the movement? These people came against me and my family, threatened me, used every kind of underhand tactic. They set up a petition against me, trying to ban me from Twitter. They sponsored journalists like Rufai Useni of Arise TV to lie against me, and then they came out against me on social media with some of the most vilest insults, threats, and abuse that you can imagine. These guys don't mean well for Nigeria. A movement like this is a threat to Nigeria's corporate existence.
So you see it now. This is sometimes people don't want to call it the way it is. We know they are a bunch of criminals. That's the word. They are a bunch of criminals, Reno.
So now that they are saying these things after they've lost at the tribunal, I encourage Nigerians to ignore them. If they feel that they have been cheated at the tribunal, let them go for appeal at the Supreme Court.
Exactly. That's what they want to do. That is why one of them stood up and asked questions. They say they are not even Nigerian. So why are they coming to Nigeria to cause problems? Thank you very much, Ibrahim Jibril. He said they are not even Nigerian. So leave our confirmed President Tinubu to take Nigeria to the promised land. Tolu said from decentralization of various functions of the government to increasing the IGR of the state to even bringing in technology for data collection, the Oracle database software in 1999. Congratulations to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Google in Bodilon. Obi Christopher. Somebody say Reno is hungry, he need money. God will put all of you fools to shame, useless human beings. Samson Ali say, my brother, just finish a nice plate of pepper soup now with a nice red wine. Let the obedience continue to cry in Sima. Please take water. Water is life. I tell you. So you don't finish your pepper soup, my brother. This I tell you, say you don't finish. Forget. We know how to do this too. We never even start to. We will ask the question from the. We will first of all ask, where is Obi? Where did Obi run to? On the very D-Day. Every day is going to court. That very day did not come. So Reno, relax. Don't worry yourself. It's because you don't know them. That's why you are fighting them like that. We know how to fight them.
Listen, this is a man, Peter Obi, who in a leaked audio call was planning religious war against the Muslim Ummah. Can that kind of man mean well for Nigeria? Okay, he denied it and he said he was going to sue. This is about 8 months after. Has he sued?
No, he came and confirmed that he said it now. He confirmed me that he was the one that said it. Reno.
Of course he's not going to sue because he did. If he did not do it, let him to court. Reno Mokri, I'm saying that is his voice on that tape, and he was the one calling for a religious war against the Muslim Ummah. Is that the kind of person that we need in Nigeria? Disregard any such calls. Democracy must thrive in Nigeria. Nigeria is above and beyond Peter Obi and his obedience. We call on the Nigerian armed forces and the police to resist any move at all.
We can capture them. Let them come out on the street this time. We will capture them. Forget it. Because we now know their problem. They want to cause problem in the country. We want to cause trouble in the country. Reno, you're on track. But you see, we know how to tackle them. You don't allow them to come out. The DSS have already raised concerns of their plot to cause unrest in the country. So we already know what is going to happen. We will capture these people.
Threaten our democracy. We will support you. I am going to support this administration, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima, for the limited purpose of crushing any attempt to subvert our democracy. The limited purpose. I am still a supporter of Waziri Atiku Abubakar, but for this limited purpose, I will support them. Thank you.
Thank you, Reno. See, Reno have delivered his message to support our president, our government, even as he's still a supporter of Atiku Abubakar. I mean, that is why we have said that Atiku, of course, is not he knows what has been going on. He has been doing this for a very long time. But you see, these people, they take it upon. We are not going to allow it anymore. Today, I've just shown now. You understand me? Today, I've just shown that the judiciary and the government is not joking. We have never seen it like this before now. This is the first time it's just taking place. So calm down, calm down. The city boy said, the city boy said, the city boy said, renewed hope is here. It's a renewed hope agenda, guys. What is it about? He said, I want to be the president of a united Nigeria. That is what the president said. But you see, there are people that want to destroy the country. But as they continue to destroy, they want to destroy the country, they will never succeed, right? Because it is time. Nigeria is back on track, and there's nothing that can stop it. I salute you.
How are you?
I'm very fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations.
As you paint them,
He dey sweet us. He go dey pay them.
Obi na bastard, my brother. Obi na bastard. Obi dey crazy. We don't want to go to Biafra. I'm still in Nigeria. I'm going back to London on Saturday.
Okay.
Congratulations. As you dey sweet, you dey pay them. Obi no go gree. Biafra no go gree. Obi no go gree. Biafra no go gree. We will turn them inside the gutter. Don't mind them. Saka we go receive them.
Oh God, you finish me.
I'm going back to London. I'm coming to London on Saturday.
Okay, safe journey. I wish you well. Now, person we don't know them. I salute you.
I salute you, Mr. Kima. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to all well-meaning and progressive Nigeria.
Congrats.
And we pray that this is the beginning.
Yes.
And we surely believe in the capacity of our dear president.
Yes.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
And to move Nigeria to a greater height. And with all these nonsense idiots, Biafra people, I'm still telling you guys, tell us your name and location. Don't hide under any, don't hide under any platform or pseudonym. Write your full name when you are even chatting on this chat. Write your full name and make your threats known. And if they want your papa, your grandpapa, papa will come out, come and demonstrate. You will see that the teach when a dog they take play with him pikin, now they take bites to pikin. Well done, Isima.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate all the good work you're doing. And please, all those the way we play song at interval during the election period, please, because these are all things as in cause for celebration.
Yes.
Really, we need to celebrate.
We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
Music,
yeah.
As children, when they play music, they dance inside, they make headache, they carry them. Thank you, Isima.
Thank you very much. I salute you. Thank you very much. Yeah. We'll do that tomorrow because I think it's already late. We are almost like 15 minutes to 12 midnight. We are in Yami here in the UK, of course. I know it's going to be the same Nigeria, and we need to. I've done like almost 3 hours. We have been live ever since. We did the other time 8 hours. We did like 5 hours before. I mean, from morning till now, we have been live. So, yeah. So we'll continue to do it later. Tomorrow morning, we'll continue this conversation. It's not finished now. We will review everything one by one. We will go back to all the nonsense they have been talking, and then we will be giving them woto. Now here it always be now. If you like, report the page. Report. Don't worry yourself. You see, I'm so much happy that you guys are reporting my page, which means it affects you, it pain you. You understand me? It pain you. Because if it's not paining you, you will not be reporting my pages. Huh? But because it's paining you, that's why. All eyes on the judiciary. You guys went there and be sleeping. And you're making mess. All eyes on the judiciary. You're making mess. All eyes on the judiciary. You are making noise. All eyes on the judiciary. Where that sleep? Una they sleep. How una take see the judiciary now if people are sleeping? if you are sleeping, how will you see the judiciary? That's so funny. Hey, Murphy Alpha.
You know, say I tell you that day. I say after Judgement, if I will congratulate.
So have you congratulated our president then?
Now I want to congratulate him. So now, you know, I have to be a sportsmanship. The spirit of sportsmanship is to accept defeat.
So you guys have accepted defeat now. As Atiku put in his congratulatory message.
I have seen everything, but I said let me be a sportsmanship in the party.
Okay.
So democracy is a government where you have opposition. You understand?
Yes.
The only opposition, the largest opposition party in Africa is PDP.
Okay.
It's the largest opposition party. That is the beauty of democracy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people should know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, on behalf of my family, my friends, I'm a PDP supporter. I'm hereby congratulating President Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
Bola Tinubu.
Yes.
I wish him the best of luck to unite Nigeria, to make good for us, to listen to those P2B and these idiots who are constituting nuisance. He should implement a law that will eradicate nuisance and cyberbullying. And he should focus on the development of the country. He should not care, because democracy is a government of the people.
By the people and for the people.
So I am happy today. If I say we have not benefited from Tinubu government, I am a liar.
Okay.
Because we did not give 25% of the vote to Tinubu, or pick him to destroy it. But at the end, look at the big position President Bola Tinubu gave to us. He gave us Minister of Niger Delta. Very huge position. At least we will not be complaining of road if we don't have road. We can go and meet our brother ministers here. Please, will come and do road for us. Who did not even care that we didn't even give him 25% of the votes. If people say that their state, they are not benefiting from Tinubu, but my state, I'm a PDP man, but we have benefited from Tinubu in these 90 days. The Minister of Niger Delta is from my state. Do you know how huge is that office? My fellow people from Edo State, I think this one will be an eye-opener to us. We have to learn democracy. We will not allow these idiots to bring us downward. I will be going to Nigeria very soon to go and sensitize our people. Look, we only have winning party and opposition party. The rest party, they are kangaroos. We don't know those ones. This one just, that is it. So my great people of Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, and all Akwa Ibom, Ibibio, Edo, Ijo, Calabar, different.
You go pick all and finish. 350.
We are together. We will not allow those IPOB-led criminals by GK Dozie and their criminals to come and mislead us like what they did in this past election. They came to mislead people in Edo State. They came to mislead people in Delta States. But if not by the glory of God. But today, Festus Kanifayode, it's not Kanifayode, Festus Kayomo.
Festus Kayamo, yes.
Having a big position upon the cyber bullying is the Honorable Federal Minister of Aviation. Very big. We from the Niger South, we are benefiting. We are the one of the most beneficiary of this government. Look at the Senate presidents from Akwa Ibom State, the Honorable Minister of Niger Delta, Edo State, Honorable Minister of Petroleum Gas from Bayelsa, Honorable Minister for Petroleum, River State, Minister Joseph Wike, Minister of FCT. My friends, so this government, we should give him time to work. If it will be no, you want to contest election, he should wait for 2027. It's free. Anybody is free to contest election. I think my Igbo people, if they want to become a president, they should learn from this. There is a difference between trader and the politicians. Everything have its own field. We live in Europe here. There are people who are electricians. When you have a medical problem, so they will come and repair it for you. They have medical doctor. So if a medical doctor is not doing the work of an electrician, you know the word of something is going wrong. Tell your people the truth. And next time you should not come and be misleading two people, telling them that you want to. If P2B have performed well, if he have been loyal to lawyer the way we keep today, P2B could have been the minister of trades. So we were saying before, say P2B, why can't you just be loyal? Like, look at Governor Wiki. He remember his pride. He contest for primaries for presidential race in PDP. He did not care, because I want to be president.
My brother, forget this story. What do you have to say about Asari? Asari, do you see Asari was celebrating this night that the City Boy has defeated them again, another victory?
Let me reply about Asari. You see, this Obidiot and this IPOB criminals led by what you call the Atiku. Okay, say Asari this. You say Asari is not good, but you mobilize IPOB members to Abuja to come and cause confusion. But how do you allow? You are not allowing. Okay, you today they mobilize IPOB who were wearing the shirt of Labour Party, Labour Congress. They were hiding under Labour Congress. At the end of the day, if IPOB criminals led by Chico Dozie, they have rights. What is the difference between? I think Asari Dokubo is also a Nigerian citizen. He also have rights. So what Asari did today is protecting democracy. These are the defender of democracy. Person like Asari Dokubo should be given CFRO commander. CFRO commander. I forget how they call it in our side. He should be given a national number. Somebody who is defending democracy. Okay, you people say Asari Dokubo is not good, but if you want to add any shoe, you go and put Asari Dokubo voice to it. Is it Mumu? They call another person Mumu. They call you people Mumu. Now you come out they call the president. Now the other time I said Fulani do president. Una will be wise man. How many times I don't do president? I beg one of them do state they join this now most of I beg, we don't want to lose. Because this ethnic bigotry politics, we don't want to be part of it again. My brother, I'm just telling this truth too. We don't want to involve in ethnic bigotry. Right time, those states is PDP, sometimes it's APC. That is the beauty of democracy. Tomorrow we can be APC. Next tomorrow we can be PDP. We don't want somebody who draws backward. Congratulations to all Nigerians. Congratulations to Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and congratulations to all the good people of Nigeria living in diaspora. Let us join hands together to build a better Nigeria. Those noisemakers, all those cyber media bullying. So the only advice I have for people, repent to. If you don't repent now, a law is coming that will put people to the right position. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I salute you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So that was Asari Dokubo on the street of Abuja celebrating. I mean, we'll continue this conversation. Of course, this is like 3 hours. I've done 3 hours, few minutes to 12 midnight. I'm going to be ending this conversation soon, but I'm so much happy, guys. I feel like I should continue. But you see, there is energy in me. There is power in me. Power to celebrate energy. That's it. IPOP, OB, we know there's no difference, and we can see the proof. We can see all their actions. We can see throughout this period, OB never condemned IPOP. So, Apapa left only chases a white goose. Woo! It don't happen. So Asari Dogubo today was running on the street. It's like Asari Dogubo is tired. I beg, Baba, go and rest. Forget about these people. We have defeated them. We have defeated them. I'm telling you, this night, Asari was celebrating. Let me see if there's volume. Asari was celebrating. What are they dancing? Jagaba, they come. Jagaba, Jagaba, they come. Jagaba, they come. Jagaba, they look at back. Jagaba, they go. Now make your director go like this. Now if you look back, Jagaba, they come. Jagaba, they come. You go use me to balance yourself. No need to look back. These are people that are ready to fight, people that are ready 24 hours, guys. So, guys, it's been a wonderful conversation today. I so much appreciate it. We will continue this conversation tomorrow. Somebody is trying to tell me that I should not connect OB with IPOP. My brother, go and sleep. We have already established that point many, many times. OB is a bona fide member of IPOP. We have never spoken against IPOP. Anytime they ask him question about IPOP, why don't you? Even there was a time they said they wanted to use IPOP to win election by saying they should sit at home in the whole of the southeast so that they can manipulate the election, and then they use night buses to travel to Lagos, Abuja to manipulate the election. But that failed. When we asked Obi, tell us, why are you not condemning the activities of IPOB? You say, oh, the agitation everywhere, there's Yoruba agitation, there is this. You know, you use something to cover it up, my brother. Now, who know waiting that happen, I go believe all this. I say, follow who know. That's always the end of my conversation. And today we have seen it. You see, the future belongs to those who see possibilities when it is not yet over, guys. Somebody say, please play Tinubu dance. We will do that later, guys. I can't do that now, right? I'm sorry. And there's copyright on that Tinubu song. I don't know why they put copyright on the Tinubu song, but there's copyright on that particular music, because when I play it, I see they use it to try to report my pages. I'm going to look for a good sound that we are going to be using as we talk about this tomorrow. Remember, the city boy is on the throne, guys. The city boy said, I want to be the president of the United Nigeria. Hopefully this time around, the naysayers will know that the city boy is not joking, that Nigeria is back. When the city boy said that renewed hope is here, it's a renewed hope agenda. Nigeria is back on track. We are back. That's it. I like it for the first time. The kind of message that the judiciary have sent to the whole world. You see, I'm telling you, they help to advertise the Nigerian judiciary, and now the Nigerian judiciary have set a standard to the whole world to let them know that yes, Nigeria is back on track. That is the message, guys. That is the message. And the city boy said, rejoice, enjoy this moment. They think that is a joke. Man, rejoice and enjoy this moment, because the city boy is on the throne. Everything will be okay. Today is just 100 days in office, of course. 100 days in office. There's a lot of things we can talk about. We plan to talk about a lot of things today, but because of this court judgment today, we're not able to talk much. But tomorrow we'll look at it. There are so many things that the president has achieved in just 100 days. One of the remarkable ones is that today he was able to bring in investors worth 14 million or 14 billion, not million, no, it's in billions. 14 billion dollars investment to the country from India. You know, there are so many things he has done. Talking about the policies, you know, destroy the multiple rate exchange rate and make it single, whatever. Lots of them. Oh my God, the plenty. So we are going to mention some of them, some of the things, and then tomorrow and all of that. So for me, I'm very, very much happy, guys. I will always be part of the winning team. I will always be part of the winning team. King said, I want to be the president of the United Nigeria as Siwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's what he said. He has been calling on all Nigerians and even his opponent and other political parties to come together with him and to make the country better. Hopefully, now that the court have given their verdict, I hope Atiku will give his own congratulatory message to the president. I also hope that Obi will give his own congratulatory message to the president. Though from all indications, they say they have rejected the judgment of the appeal court, so they want to go to the Supreme Court. Anyways, we are waiting for them, but you see, it will add to more disgrace. It will add to more, what do you call it, expose the criminality and all of that. It's not a good thing for them. Trust me, it's not a good thing. I don't know how they're going to be able to bridge the gap, because there's a lot of things that have happened. There's a lot of things that have exposed, especially the Obingos. Obingos have made the innocent people from the southeast to be victim of his ignorance, or will I say arrogance, and all of that. But hopefully, the city boy knows how to work with everybody to make sure that everybody will be okay. And that is what I believe. So let's see and wait for them. All the naysayers, all on Wise TV. I'm sorry, we saw all of them sleeping today in court. I don't know what they are going to tell us tomorrow, because the judgment is not the judgment that the judiciary delivered today is not something that they can easily just come and be talking. You have to read all of them. My brother, 12 hours judgment. 12 hours judgment, no be small thing. 12 hours judgment. No be joke now. 12 hours judgment is not a joke. So guys, I think it's time for us to, concentrate more on our activities as the City Boy movement. Many of us have registered on the website. Some people say they want to register on the website. They have challenges. We have been trying to resolve some of the things and make it easy, remove some security, so that people can register on the website. So if you want to register, you can go to the website. We are also planning our training courses or training programs, some courses, so that many people can benefit from it. And that's what we want to do, guys. So yeah, now that everything is set, so we can concentrate and make sure we hold our governors accountable and do what we need to do to make sure we contribute to the success of this government, because the City Boy government is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and that is democracy. The City Boy government is the government of unity and competency. We have seen it demonstrated in the way he has appointed his ministers, the team, the cabinet, and the people working with him, a team of technocrats, and all the people making effort to make sure that this government is a success. And I'm so much happy. The naysayers are crying. All of their mouth is shut. Maybe tomorrow they will start at their fraud movement again, because you see, it's a political movement. Their fraud, whatever, is a political movement. They want to have a presidency, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to play the game. I've told them, giving them advice, focus on what you know how to do best. Let others focus on what they know how to do best. Together we can make the country a better place. Are you getting me? So yes, guys, so we pray for the City Boy to be strong and healthy, in good health, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to lead this country on the right path of success, to work with the right people, to appoint the right people that's going to work with him, just like he's doing, and to make sure that everything is back in track. That is our prayers. That's our prayers for the City Boy. Anywhere he is, he should continue to meet the right people. The right people should work with him. No plans of the evil one shall see our president. That's our prayers, guys. That's our prayers. And for all of us who live to see and witness this government and enjoy this government, the renewed hope agenda, and to enjoy this government. Of course, we are going to enjoy this government. All of us will be alive, guys, in good health, to enjoy this government. This renewed hope, championed by the City Boy. That's it. That's our prayers, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. We have been live from 9 a.m. till now. That is powerful, guys. So let us go and rest. Hopefully, so I'll be able to come back tomorrow. And that's it. May God bless you. May God bless our president. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, guys. Of course, you know my name. My name is Akparawa Nsima, the first son of Idu. I'm from Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom, yeah. Abasirion, okay, for guys. Stay blessed until I come your way next time, guys. Bye bye for now, guys. Bye bye. Bye. Good night.